Well, me and the Lord, we got an understanding.
We're on a mission from God.
Time after time, I tell myself that I'm so lucky to be loving you. So lucky to be the one you run to see in the evening when the day is through. I only know what I know. The passing years will show. It kept my love so young, so near. And time after time, you'll hear me say that I'm so lucky to be loving you. The passing years will show. It kept my love so young, so near. And time after time, you hear me say that I'm so lucky to be loving you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, citizens of planet Earth and beyond, welcome to the Pork and Bean Show, where the paranormal becomes normal and where we delve deeply into the true nature of the Sasquatch people and the mysterious nature of the woo. Sit back, put your feet up, and enjoy the ride with your hosts, Pork Cunningham and Frank Oliver! You and I. We're live on the air right now, Mr. Beans.
Really?
Yeah. Say hello to your many fans.
Mini fans. Hello, all my miniature fans.
No. Many fans, not miniature fans.
Oh, I thought you said mini, like mini fans.
Well, you probably some midgets like you. Did you ever used to watch that midget wrestling?
Not for a long time, but I think I have watched it.
Yeah, they were the best. Oh, here she is. Here she is. Here she is.
How sweet is that? Well, you're recording. Oh, you're actually on Facebook.
We're on Facebook right now.
Excelente el comandante.
Excelente, Commandante. Oh, look at that.
Look at what?
We're interviewing a battery. That's an
All
ever ready.
It's ever ready or something. How cool. And a trick or treat bowl is that candy? I want candy. Candy. I want candy.
Oh, look at this. He's waving to us. That is nice. It's nice.
How do you get it to flip back over from the other side? I'm not used to this.
Oh.
Well, you just get used to it. You just get used to whatever you want. We got time.
Well, I'll tell you what. Well, you get used to it. I'm going to introduce us, and then we'll try to help you. Okay?
Yeah, but how do I get the camera to flip me back to where it faces me on a computer? I can't. It's not showing like a flip screen.
Are you using it like a phone?
No, I'm using my computer. The cameras, I got two cameras, one facing inward and then one outward.
Oh.
And if you turn it around, then all you'd be doing the whole show is looking at the little dot, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't want that. How do I?
Come on, Beans. You're the computer expert.
I don't know. What kind of computer is it?
It's a Surface Pro.
Never even heard of it.
Never even heard of that. Hey, it's trick or treat time though.
Well,
why
don't you go into your
Wait, hold on. Let me see if that works.
go into your camera settings,
Okay.
which would be somewhere in your file.
Yeah, it
somewhere.
says camera rear, alternate end to match,
And then
virtual background, video settings.
that sounds like that's. Oh yeah, where's that? Is that on your computer? Or is that on the Zoom?
On your little thing.
on Zoom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah, you may be on Zoom. That's it.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe
Maybe
you've got it on Mirror My Video. Do you have it on Mirror My Video?
Yes,
doesn't-
yes.
that doesn't.
What do I gotta press? Touch my. Which
Well, maybe
one?
you have to uncheck it. Like, let me hold on a second. You're on video settings, right?
Yes.
Well, I mean, mine is Mirror My Video and it's checked. Is yours checked where it says My Video and then Mirror My Video? Is that checked or unchecked?
I unchecked it.
Check it. See what
All it's
happens.
going to do is switch the trick or treat bowl over to the left-hand side.
Yeah, we don't want that.
No, I don't think so because I've got mine Mirror My Video and you're seeing me. Try it.
Yeah, that's what I just did. You see? Let's see. Let's see if that works. Come on, get off. Nope.
Okay, well, look.
This
right
is
next-
weird.
Right next to where it says video camera, that says stop video,
Uh-huh.
and you click the little arrow that points up right next to it.
Okay.
And then it'll go to select camera.
Yeah, it says camera front and camera rear.
Hey, this guy's a
Click on-
professional.
Click on camera front and see what happens.
There we go.
I
There you
fixed
go.
it. I fixed it. Hallelujah.
I told you, this guy's a professional. My guest host, Frank Oliver Beans, is the man of all, jack of all trades.
Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah.
Yeah. We can hear you good. So let me just introduce the show, okay? And then we'll
Okay.
just because just because that's what we do.
This is the ham. This is the ham part of pork and beans. Go ahead, ham. Boss hog.
Hello, everybody. My name is Port Cunningham, and I am here with my distinguished, honorable co-host, the world's handsomest man, Frank Oliver Beans.
Now I have hair. Now I don't have hair. Now I have hair. Now I don't have hair.
And this is the Pork and Beans Show. Welcome, everybody. And hey, we've got
The famous.
Sci-Fi, or is it just Sci?
No, it's Christy Sci-Fi. That's what they call me.
What happened to the Fi on Facebook?
Oh, I didn't add that. My daughter did that for me a long time ago. I just didn't change it.
Hey, wait a minute. We got another person that's trying to get in the room. Should we let them in?
Yeah, well,
I know.
you went out there and said, "Oh, he panicked. He panicked when you couldn't get on. He panicked."
Okay, I'll let him in. Should we let him in?
Yeah.
Christy?
That's up to you. Who is it?
Tom Andritsos.
Don't know him.
Well,
It's up to me.
I know Tom Cantrell.
Yeah, me too. It's actually up to you because we're interviewing you.
well, wait a minute, Brian. You can't go announcing to the whole internet that you want volunteers to come speak and then shun them. Oh,
Okay. I'll let him on, but Christy's the main event. Okay.
Well, let Christy interview him because she's got her own.
Yeah,
show.
maybe you can interview this guy. Let's see what you got.
Oh Lord.
Oh my God.
Hey, Tom, how's it going, man? You got your audio working yet?
Do you know this fella? I know the name.
Welcome to the Christy Sci-Fi Show.
Here
Tom,
you go, pork and beans with some gas along involved in it.
Well, we got to put some gas on that fire.
I'm telling you.
Hey, I'm telling you, man. While you get your sound going, we're going to start talking to Christy, okay?
Hello.
Hey, there you are.
There you are.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Good. How come
Thanks
your
for
picture
showing
looks
up.
like crap, like compared to ours? Not that it matters, but
Mine? Yes. I don't know. I'll try and fix it.
No, don't worry about it.
okay.
It could be my background.
So thanks for showing up.
Black background.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
got a big piece of black felt back there. That's why.
Okay.
Sounds good.
We're going to get this interview going, so I'm going to focus on Christy for a minute. So, Christy,
Uh-huh.
how are you?
I am okay. I'm
And
hanging
where
in there.
are you located?
I am from New Orleans, Louisiana.
New Orleans,
New Orleans. Mardi Gras.
one of my favorite towns.
Yeah, until
Yeah.
they kicked you out of it.
How did you get kicked out of New Orleans? For drinking too much?
I didn't, but I was there one time. God, I guess probably about 20 years ago. Do you still got that ship, the Mississippi Queen?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I worked on that ship. I was a cabinet guy, and we were doing a remodel of that ship, and it was right during Mardi Gras. What a fun time that was! I was there for 2 weeks. The 2 weeks before Mardi Gras, and so after work, we'd go out to all the bars, Tipitinas, and and the French Quarter, and what a blast!
Mm.
I can't decide if Tom looks like Meatloaf or the guy who sings Mississippi Queen. What was that guy's name? Remember that?
Leslie West.
Leslie West. And you're a mixture between Meatloaf and Leslie West.
Thank you.
Well, listen, hey, man, those guys made some good money. All right.
my gosh.
Reason why I look so good is I got a $900 camera and an $1,100 computer.
And $1
That's
million
why.
face. This is, by the way, Tom, can I introduce you to my co-host, the world's handsomest man, Frank Oliver Beans?
I'm the world's handsomest man. I intimidate all the women. That's why I don't ever get any.
Yeah, that's why he's been single. I mean, they know he's not going to stick around because
I feel sorry for him. I don't put any pressure on him, just to make him feel bad.
So, Christy,
Uh-huh.
how did you get into Sasquatch, or how did you get into the paranormal, the woo, or whatever you're experiencing now? How did it start for you?
Okay. I could take this back for you. I'm gonna make a long story short.
Make a short story long. We got a few hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when I was younger, for the Sasquatch part, the Legend of Boggy Creek came out, and it was in the drive-in movie theaters. We had 3 of them here, and my dad and my mom, who passed away today 6 months ago, and today's her birthday. So yeah.
Oh,
Sorry for
Yeah,
your
so
loss.
it's been a gloomy day for me, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
agree.
we all used to go to the drive-in movie theater, and that's how I got hooked on Sasquatch, was with the Legend of Boggy Creek. I found it intriguing and interesting to me as a 4-year-old child. You know, I wasn't scared of it. I was like, "Ooh, that's cool." And then through the years, you know, I'd go to the library and check out. They had these books. I checked them out every time. And remember back in the day when you used to check out the library book, you had to put your name in it.
Yep.
You'd see Christy. I enjoyed reading about the Sasquatch, you know. And then the show started coming out, and then, you know, I started watching that, and then I don't know. It so happened I started finding stuff on the internet when we didn't have the internet back then. That's all you had was a library and the shows on TV. And I wound up hooking up with a friend of mine that's like 5 minutes from my house. And he says he had a thing called Bigfoot Explorer. So I contacted him and I told him who I was, and I said, "Well, do you want to go out since you know, you seem like you're interested in the subject?" He's like, "Yes." So me and him started going out. The first day that I stepped foot into the woods, I found signs. I found a footprint. I found some glyphs on the ground.
Some glyphs.
Yes. Some
Cool.
glyphs.
Yeah.
And I found
Nice.
an X in a tree.
Nice.
Big
And
X.
then,
Well, wait a
Yeah.
minute. Now, hold on a second. Let me clarify this.
See
So,
what he's saying? He's saying, hold on a second. And he got upset because you told him to hold on a second. This guy.
yeah, you're not supposed to say that. That was private between you and me off air.
It's being boss hog here. Hold on a second.
No, you see, because I'm trying to enhance the interview. You see, I'm trying to find out if you knew what you were looking at when you looked at it. Did you know
Yeah.
about glyphs already?
no, I didn't know about the glyphs. I just figured that it was out of place at the time that I was there, because, you know, I'm very I pay a close attention to things that are not there. You know, I pick up on things, and when I seen that on the ground, it was weird. I said, "This is not normal. Why is this here?"
And what-
I mean,
What
Huh?
glyph was on the ground again? There was an
It-
X in the tree, you said, but what
Yes.
did the glyph on the ground look like?
it was a stick like this. It had 2 sticks side by side.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen one of those.
Yep.
Then they had another stick that was like it was an X on the ground, but it also had another line going through the top of the X. It was weird.
Like an A.
No, it was like this is the X right here on the ground.
Yep.
I'm trying to find something else. I'm gonna use this. A lollipop. It was like this. It was like this. Like the stick was going across the top of the X's.
Oh, I've seen that before. Yeah.
You've seen that? Yes.
Do you have lollipops for us?
You want one?
I want one.
What kind of flavor you got? We got those gum.
I like the chocolate ones.
Chocolate.
We got mystery one. We got grape.
No,
We got
Beans can have the grape.
butterscotch. Blech.
Yeah, I'll have butterscotch.
You want the butterscotch? Here you go.
Yep.
Take it.
Yum.
Well, in occurrence, my daughter's birthday is Halloween too, so we have a lot of candy left over from her party.
Oh, that's Halloween.
Let me
That's
ask you a
Halloween
real-
leftovers.
Yes.
Let's stop joking around. I have a really serious question.
Yes.
Does Sasquatch like lollipops? Have you ever given a Sasquatch a lollipop? People want to know this.
No, I have not. You know what I give to the ones that I interact with? Honey buns.
Honey buns.
Honey buns. And
I
they like
bet you that-
Reese's Pieces.
I bet you they love you.
Oh, they follow me everywhere I go.
I would too for a honey bun and Reese's Pieces. Maybe we should call them Reese's Species.
They
Reese's
follow
Pieces.
they follow the people they love. They follow
Oh
them around.
yes. Oh
They
yes.
follow
they
me
do.
around too.
Oh yes.
Reese's
so-
Species.
So let's get back into this. So you saw some stuff that you knew was out of place, and but did you connect it with Sasquatch right away? Or you just thought,
yes,
oh,
I
you
did.
did.
Yes, I figured it out because I could also feel them in the woods too.
Hmm.
That was another thing I started, learning how to do was when you step into the woods, you always tell them you're there to be respectful. You're there to love everything that's around you. You
Mhm.
become connected one with nature like they are. You're not here
Wow.
to destroy it and throw trash on the ground like most people do.
Yeah. Yeah. So in other words, they were giving you kind of a knowing or that it was theirs because of your respect, and they were communicating with you right off the bat.
Right off the
Yeah.
bat.
Yeah. Same
First
with me.
time out in the woods.
Yep. First time I was out in the woods, same thing. Kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
but that wasn't the first. That wasn't the first time. It was all those times when you were doing the Christie, checking out the books. That was also them.
Yeah, probably was.
So when they felt you, they felt this whole history of years of interest and years of connection. So
Yes.
you weren't a virgin, so to say.
No.
Tom, is that the world's smallest glass, or are you having a shot?
It's it's small as plan.
Did you see the size of that glass?
No.
This small?
No. Put it back to you by your mouth. It looks big now. You're trying to. That's a small glass.
It is.
Wow.
I thought you were having a shot of like whiskey or something.
Tequila? No.
Ba-bum-ba-da-ba-bum-bum.
All right. There you
Oh
go.
boy, get into that, boy. She's gonna.
I don't drink. I don't
Is that-
drink. I smoke cigarettes. That's about it.
Is that going to loosen your tongue?
Eh.
So okay, so what happened? What happened from there? So that was your first time out, right?
That was my first time out. Then the second time we went out is when he brought his camera. That's when he was going to start videotaping stuff and, us doing things, walking through the woods, just looking around. So we went back out probably about a month and a half later, we went back out there and he was running his camera. We went back to the same area, but the footprint that I found was gone. That footprint the heel of it was probably about that big. It was a big
Wow.
footprint. Yes. I didn't have a rule at the time because I didn't know. I didn't know to carry that stuff with me, but now I do. You see, you learn from experience. But we went back to the glyph area and nothing has changed. And I also put a glyph myself to see if they would reconstruction it, but they didn't. They didn't touch it. So I figured I'd try something. I was watching a show. I know if you heard of World Bigfoot Radio.
Yeah.
Brian Sullivan Duke. Well, he
haven't.
had
Duke's not been on the show. What are you talking about?
I love Duke.
I've
He's a
heard
good
of the
guy.
Duke. I've heard of the Duke, but I didn't know the name of his show.
You are
Yeah, it's
so
called
out of
World
it, man.
Bigfoot Radio.
Okay.
It's only Brian's world. No, Duke's
Don't hug the Wookiee.
That's right. Don't hug the Wookiee.
Hey man, I've only got enough brain space for my, I can't put everything in there.
And I think Robin was on the show too.
Oh, Robin. Yeah, I love Robin. She's good people. Oh,
Yeah,
she's
been
awesome.
on the show a couple times. She is.
She's
good people.
awesome.
And she's psychic as all get out.
Yeah,
And
well,
so's her
I have
husband.
that clairvoyancy too.
Oh, you do.
I would
Not
feel
like
that,
her.
yeah.
Not like her. I'm not high up like she is, but I have that clairvoyancy. Believe me.
Yeah. And have you had any mind speak yet?
A little bit. I need to learn how to do it a little bit more.
I only
Yep.
had
No.
one word. I only had one word in 10 years. So that's pretty, you're doing better than me.
What was that? But FU is like 2 words.
Wait, hold on a second. Somebody's knocking at our door.
Someone's knocking at the door. Somebody's ringing a bell. Do me a
Hey,
favor. Oh,
this is my
Open the
This is my
door.
grandson right here.
hey, young fella.
Hey, rascal.
He just came up and knocked on your door.
Yeah, my oh, that's his.
Yeah, he wants to.
What you doing? KK's on the live TV. Say, look, wave and say hi.
Hey, Mister, you're on with some famous people. This is your big,
Let you
your
down?
lucky
Okay.
day.
Where's Sissy? You don't know? Oh, by her friends. He calls Sasquatch. He says Bigfoot. He knows KK. That's me. That's what he calls me. He says KK Bigfoot. That's what he says. I'm trying to teach them,
Yeah. Well,
So-
when I asked you if you wanted to be on the show, I called you on Messenger and we talked, or whatever you call it, Facebook chat. We talked for a little bit, and you were actually talking to your clan out in the woods, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
so tell us about how that developed and what that is all about.
Well, one day I was connected with one and started talking, I could hear them talking.
In your head?
No, can hear. They speak.
Yeah, of
Not
course.
not just mine speak. They speak English. They speak any Indian language that they can.
Yep.
What'd they say?
Like they say, Oseo, how you doing? I tell them that I love them. I tell them that they're good people. And yes, they agree. They watch the ones that they love. They keep them protected from certain things.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's my experience. So they told you that, or it's just your experience that they do that?
No, they told me that.
Awesome.
They talked to me.
And I remember when I was talking to you, I asked you if your clan knew who I was in RE, and they said they did. So that tells me that they're all telepathically connected, right?
Oh yeah. Put it this way, when we gossip, one story goes out to another, to another, to another. They know who everybody is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
absolutely.
That's great.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this way. They had a guy that was on World Bigfoot Radio, and he was going up there to do an expedition with Duke. And for some reason, when they said his name, they told me that he was bad. They don't want to have nothing to do with him. Well, guess what? When he went out there, actually Duke clarified it with Robin, and they said the same thing, that they didn't like him. Well, when he went out there, they zapped him.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Hey.
Yeah.
Put
Is
him on
that
his
how,
knees. Put him on his knees. That's like a Sasquatch saying, time to go home.
Yeah, they just don't like
Time to go
certain
home.
people.
can you
They don't wanna
describe
be-
Wow.
can you describe that? How did they zap them? What do they do?
I didn't really watch the whole entire video, but I just know he got zapped when he was out in the woods. I know he said that his knees got I guess dead or whatever, and he started feeling bad because they hit him with the dread, After they zap you, they hit you with the dread. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
evidently, I don't know. Evidently, something happened with Sasquatch, and that's why they just don't like certain people. They pick you as a person if they like you.
Yeah. Well, I think they can read you.
They pick out, they'll whoever your friends are, they'll check on the friends of your friends. So if I have friends, they'll check on my friends. So they were obviously were friends with Duke, and they were checking on his strength, so they knew what he was going all about from the beginning.
Oh, definitely. Oh, for sure. They know exactly what's going on. As soon as you step foot right into the woods, they know what your intentions are.
I'd even go one step further than that. They know even before you step into the woods what your intentions are.
More
Oh,
than likely.
exactly. Exactly.
So
I'm gonna kind of
Tom,
move outside with all this noise in the house.
Tom, if you want to make some comments, or we'll get around and ask you some
Go
stuff
ahead,
too. But
go
if you want to
ahead.
make some comments, just jump right in there, my friend.
I've been listening, you know.
Why
Yeah,
don't
but
you
if you-
talk
if
while
you-
she's got to move her computer? So why don't we find out about you?
Okay. How you doing, my friend?
You
I'm
can
doing
play
good.
with that. Wait, that's Uncle Orange.
And you're from Ontario, right?
Yes, I am. Toronto, Ontario.
Yay! Hey, the Leafs were tied 1-1 last I checked.
I haven't watched the Leafs in years.
What?
Too many disappointments.
Come on, man.
50 years.
See, these people don't. These other people don't even know who we're talking about. 50 years.
50 years, no wins, no cups. 50 years. More than
How old? How old are you?
I'm 57, 58, somewhere around there. 57.
Yeah, just a pup. So so you
Wow.
where do you have your Sasquatch experiences?
I've had them in Ontario, Alberta, and BC.
I'm going outside. I got to do my show.
We got you.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Ontario,
Are you talking about cottage country in Ontario, up in the northern part?
country. So just in different parts of Ontario, and also let's see. I was a kid, 9 years old, watching Mike Douglas. Remember Mike Douglas? The Mike
Yeah.
Douglas show? When
Yeah.
I first seen the Patterson movie, right? And first time I said that is real, you know. So some kind of connection there. I don't know. And then later on, I was in my friend was going camping up at Bon Echo Park. Have you heard of Bon Echo Park in Ontario?
No, what part of Ontario is that?
Near Peterborough, Ontario.
Oh, I know Peterborough. Okay.
Just north of there, near Algonquin Park.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
South of Algonquin Park. I was to go camping with him. I was about 12, but I couldn't go at that time. And so he had an encounter with a Bigfoot Sasquatch there. And I thought it was meant to come back, and he told me his older brother verified, that he had the encounter. He was all white and shocked when he found him on the trail. And I thought that was supposed to be meant for me, that encounter or something, but maybe there was some kind of connection. I don't know. But ever since then, when he came back and told me about the encounter, I had a real diehard interest into it.
Yeah.
So, right.
It's funny, like, why is that? You ever notice, both of you guys, that sometimes, like, it seems like people who have Sasquatch experiences, and I want to ask you some more stuff, Tom, about they seem to have an interest in it, like from childhood or whatever. They're fascinated with it right off the bat, right? Where did Christy go?
To do her show.
Yeah. To do her show.
No, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Okay. So, but like everybody in my family, other than my wife, like my wife, because she's like right in there with me. But you mentioned Sasquatch or whatever, and it's just like dead silence. Like, it doesn't matter what you tell them. It's just they're not even interested. But people who seem to have connections with them are just fascinated, and they want to know everything that they can about them. And I don't think that's a coincidence. But
my mom, always talked about Alaska, the wild country, or we always, watching on TV, and also believed in Bigfoot, stuff like that. So our family was pretty open in that, Our whole family was, believed in that kind of stuff.
So have you had significant encounters or experiences with them in Alberta, Ontario, and BC, all three places?
Yeah, Alberta and Ontario, and the ones in BC were just, tree line sightings.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you don't know. I was going to ask you if you noticed any difference between how they act in different vicinities. You haven't had enough experience, maybe, with some of
I
them.
found the ones in BC were more shy, like just more watching, but not too much on the communication part for me myself. Whereas compared to Ontario and Alberta, I've had quite a bit of conversations, mind speak, telepathic. But the ones in BC, I don't know. I was different. Maybe I was in a different frame of mind. Maybe it could have been at that time when I was visiting.
Or maybe they just don't know you as well.
That's that too. Curious, more like a curious nature, who I was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where I had spent quite more time in Alberta and lived in Ontario. So I
Well,
worked.
that probably has something to do with it.
That's what I thought too.
This is fantastic. We have 4 people talking that have all had mind speak. That doesn't happen too much, but it does happen. So that's pretty amazing. I'm impressed.
Yep. So, Christy, getting back to you, how many Sasquatch words do they have a universal language like the guys in your area? Would it be the same language that my guys speak?
Depends on the Indian background, like Cherokee. But they do have their own language.
Oh, okay. So can you tell, do you want to share some of the words and what they mean with us?
Yeah. Wait, hold on one second. Christine, it's right here. Let me give it to you. You have to plug it in, okay? Because it's going dead.
Some of my might speak have been like simple one-worded English words.
Look, come say hi. This is my daughter.
Yeah.
This is the 31-year-old.
Hey.
They say, hey. Go ahead. Look, the plug-in's sitting right by the chair. Where I sit at, okay?
Yeah, but if you're speaking to you in mind speak, I mean, they're going to speak to you in something you understand, right? I mean,
Well,
that's
yeah.
my experiences too. They'll.
Well, I learned some of the words. Like I said, you can say oseo, which means hello. You could say nahalio. Or we have a friend that lives in Oklahoma. She says okihana. That means all hello. You know? Like Napisu is no harm. Aishi is friend. You could say Mosa is woods. They call people Oma.
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 What do they
So
call?
they call-
What do they call people they don't like?
I don't know those words yet. I'm still learning them.
Okay.
Boss hog.
I've been more stubborn. They only communicate in English for me.
Yeah, but like me too, when they do the mind speak thing. But mind speak isn't only talking in your head; it's also like thought placement and
Yes.
stuff like that. I get a whole lot of that. I get that all the time. But when they
a buzz, of a confirmation buzz of like a rush of feeling, like yes, like if you look at something and you get a yes feeling. Yeah,
if I start talking about something that they like, a subject that's very dear to their heart or truth or whatever, I get a great big full body like rush or whatever, like energy, like. So it is all different kinds of ways that they can communicate. But every time that they have spoken in my head, like the classic, what people think is mind speak, it's always been English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Most of them, like, you can sense the energy. Like one time I went on an expedition with 2 guys, like I said, my friend, that one that was videotaping, and the other guy that I was with, he's a tracker. He's had several encounters with a female and her family. And he's had a very aggressive encounter with her. She chased him off and she was running on the side of his truck. But anyway, we went into
Say that again. Running on the side of his truck or beside his truck?
Running beside his truck.
Oh, beside his truck.
Yes. Maybe he was too close to the family unit. I don't know.
Yeah. Did he tell you how did that go down? Can you go in a little more detail about that?
Yes, she kind of, I guess he would go back every so often where she got used to him, but she didn't like him at first,
Yeah.
I could probably try to get him on the show if you want me to.
Sure.
It's up to you, but you know, the thing is like Sasquatch are funny. Even if they connect with you, it might take them 2 or 3 years to really accept you and you know, that although they might know about you for years and years, like 5, 7, 10 years, and then they'll kind of like give you a little peep or something. So they're fun.
Well,
They're funny. They're not just like quick you or don't like you. They have this whole time thing.
they got to trust
I
you. They
believe,
have to develop a trust in you.
right, multiple years of
Multiple years, yeah.
guiding you along.
Yeah,
But-
and seeing how you react and everything. Yeah.
I remember-
Exactly.
Yeah, when
Exactly.
I was 13, I went camping with my scout troop. That's when I had my first vision of a Sasquatch. When I was with the scouts camping up in Orangeville, Ontario.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I was getting these little like telepathic single word messages, and I didn't know what it was. And then when we were that was my first camping trip away, away from any camping trip. That was my first camping trip, and also away from the family. Was 13 with my scout troop. I've been with them for a couple
I'll
of
be
years.
right back.
Right.
Oh, you were 13 years old. Okay.
13, 1-3, yeah, 13
Yeah.
years old. So I was with the scout troop for a couple of years already, and that was my first camping trip. And it was strange that one day I had just sitting on the chair, bench, whatever we had there, and all of a sudden it just appeared like a full 8-foot tall Sasquatch, visibly clear in my mind. So, and for about 30 seconds there, and I'm like, wow, what was that? Right? That was the first time.
So how do you, when you say clear in your mind, describe that? What was it like?
You would be looking at a picture of a Sasquatch. It was absolutely clear in my mind. It just appeared, like almost like not quite in front of you, but like how can it's almost like a tunnel sort of vision. Like you see it like completely clear. Like it's like someone's holding a picture, a full, let's say 4 by 8 foot picture in front of you. That's what it looked like.
Wow. Yeah.
That clear, with full details, and nothing blurry, nothing, wavy. It was like a clear picture for like 30 seconds.
What did it look like?
Oh, just brown, covered in hair, the face too, covered in hair. Just that's all I can remember. But it brown, covered in hair. 30 seconds long. It held my gaze there, and I'm like, wow, what was that? Like I knew what it was, and I understood then that why I was receiving certain messages, single word messages, but didn't understand till that day why I was getting that. That was, like I said, the first time I was up north to camp, and I got that vision for about 30 seconds. It's sort of like how do you describe, like almost like a daydream, but you're visibly awake. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. And I got that vision, right? The next time would be, odd things going as we would go camping or up north. I'd get odd visions or messages. And a lot of times it would be like, they would show themselves a quick picture of them, like that first day. Sort of like that, they're to let me know this is us and we'll be communicating with you, sort of thing, is what I've figured out after all these years. That's why they always showed themselves before any telepathic mind speak or any telepathic message like that. Let them know that the message is coming from them.
Yeah.
Wow.
You get a vision of them with your messages, or you just get the message?
Do I?
Yes.
I've had holographic visions and whatever.
Okay.
Sometimes they just appear out of thin air and whatever.
I've never gotten their names or anything. I've never asked or whatever. They just show me, themselves. And lately, the past few years, 5, 6 years, it was always many, 5, 6 of them coming down to one image of them. Have you ever had that?
Wow.
5, 6 Sasquatch many coming down to one, many to one.
That's a teaching for sure.
Yeah.
And then it would tell me something, place the thought placement in my head or single words.
You mean you would see like 6 different individual Sasquatch go into one?
Separate individuals come down to the photo of one, the picture of one.
And what did you figure out by that?
That many is one. The many of us, Sasquatch, many speak for one. One speaks for many, sorry. The one speaks for many. All of them cannot communicate with you at once. Only one is communicating with you. But it's the thoughts of many Sasquatch channel through the one.
Oh, that's interesting.
Get that now? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I got it.
That's been like the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
When that happened.
So Christy and Tom, do you guys feel like you're like in school? Because I figured that like when my whole journey has been like, it's been like kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2, always teaching, giving you more downloads, more information, more knowledge, more knowing. Is that what you feel? How about you, Christy?
Yeah, I feel like it's like a learning experience, It's like we teach them, even though they sit there and watch us and do, from afar, we're still teaching them new things, just like they teach us.
Sounds
It's
good.
the same thing.
What do you think? What do you think we're teaching them?
Wait, hold on. Wait, it did? I told you. I told you. We also have the ability to, it's so much paranormal stuff around us, believe me. My whole family. My daughter's got my phone and she's using an app that I found on the app thing, and she's talking to my mama. And she just told me that my mama was called Nana, but my grandson would call her Nana Bunny. And she said it just said Nana Bunny. So that validates that my mom is here.
Your mom is watching.
Oh yeah, she is.
Why didn't you tell me this earlier?
I thought about her before the show, actually.
My mom?
Who?
Yeah,
Oh,
You thought of
her
who?
mom. I thought about her mom before the show.
Why?
That's
Because you knew she had passed today?
She didn't pass today. She passed 6 months ago.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought you said this was the anniversary of when she had passed 6 years ago. She passed 6 months ago?
Today's her birthday. She passed 6 months today. She passed away on June 13th.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's still pretty fresh. I'm sorry to hear that.
When I thought of you, when I was thinking about you before the show, I just got this strong impression of your mother because I remember how powerful that little time was in your life of losing your mom. So
Yeah, it's been hard.
maybe she's happier doing the show because you're out there living your life.
Well, during the whole course of this whole year has been a messed up year. My dad had a stroke in January and it paralyzed my dad on the left-hand side.
I don't play games.
And then 3 days after that, I had a stroke, but it didn't paralyze nothing. The only thing it left me is with anxiety.
That's not our
And
fault.
then, and then 4 months ago is when my mom had her stroke, and that's what really did her in. She couldn't speak, she couldn't swallow, she couldn't see.
Yeah. Sorry. I put you on mute for a minute, Tom, because we can't have a bunch of conversation going on in the background, but I'll bring you back on when you're ready. Or, yeah. So, yeah, I lost my dad about a year ago or so too. So
I'm sorry. That's still fresh too.
Yeah. And it's funny. Are you ready to come back on, Tom? Shake your head, yes or no.
I just put his mic back on, man. Quit playing around.
Oh, well, okay, but we got it. Okay, we got to.
Boss Hog, you're so pushy today.
All right.
There we go. No, I know, but
Can you see this rabbit? Can you see my rabbit?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was a gift from the Sasquatch people.
A gift. Wow.
They mind speak and told me I was going to receive a gift.
Pretty frisky rabbit.
Little Bunsy, boo. They told me I was receiving a gift and told me what day and everything to go get them.
Well, thank God they gave them to you alive, because generally, you know, like they like to give dead animals as gifts, and I hate that because I don't like I don't like that because I love animals so much. So
Me too.
We
Yeah.
had another rabbit before him, and a female, Ruby, and she passed away, and we were heartbroken. And so the Sasquatch felt our sorrow and arranged for us to have a new pet, and told me over several months when the day would be. You know, like they kept communicating with me and told me the day to go get a rabbit. Didn't tell me where. Just said, go get your rabbit. And I'm like, go. I went outside my bill. First person I asked, it was strange. It was our neighbor who had a connection to a friend whose daughter had pet rabbits. Isn't that strange?
no, it's not. They you know,
Look, our
they,
next door neighbor had the connection, and we didn't even know that at the time. But the Sasquatch knew.
of course, I've had experiences where they involve 2 or 3 people in the same experience, and then it would just dovetail into like we all met and then realized, wait a minute, they were manipulating the whole thing.
Mhm.
So, Christy, yeah, you know, it is kind of, it's terrible losing one of your parents, you know, like, it was weird. The other day I was, one of my sports heroes died the other day.
Oh.
And my dad and I used to watch him when we were kids. Like we used to go to their games, and this guy was like our favorite player and whatever. And for a minute there, I thought, geez, I got to phone my dad and tell him he passed. And I said, wait a minute. He's gone, you know. So I just told him in my heart and whatever. So does your mom communicate with you?
Yeah, actually, the night before she passed, I seen her in a hallway, and I was in like a half of a sleep, and I sat up in a chair. And my mama said, "I'm leaving." I said, "Okay, Mama, I'll see you later," and went back to sleep. And then we got up the next morning, and I told my dad, I said, "Let's wait a little while before we get up to the hospital, you know, because we've been up there for like almost." She survived 2 weeks. Okay, my mom. I'm gonna make a long story short. She had a major stroke in 85, which paralyzed the right side. She couldn't walk, talk, or use her hand. Well, she beat the odds. She bounced back from that. She got a job. She drove a car. She never drove a day in her life. Then in 2010, she wound up getting cancer. She had rectal and breast cancer. She fought that. Then the next year, she had a mild heart attack. She fought that. Then in 2014, she had knee surgery, and the stupid people at the hospital, they forgot to give her medicine. She wound up having another stroke, but they caught it in time and they reversed it. So that was 2 strokes in.
Wow.
Then wait, not done yet. Then she went into congestive heart failure. She beat that. Then her kidneys started shutting down. She was only functioning at 19% for 2 years. For 2 years. She beat that. So then they told her she had to go on dialysis. So she was on dialysis for 5 years. And then with one of her kidneys really bad, she wound up going in the hospital, and they had to take the kidney out, and they sent her home, and she started bleeding. My dad brought her back up to the hospital, and they went in to see what was going on. They said that she had an ulcer bleeding. And my dad's like, no, how could that possibly be? So they fixed it. They sewed it up, and they sent her home again. Now, this is in a 2-week period. She's been to the hospital 4 times. So after they sewed it up, she still was bleeding. So my dad brought her back to the hospital. So what they did was they lasered it, sent her home. The second day she was home, my daughter came over here to see my mom. They called me, and my dad had to call an ambulance. She was bleeding from everywhere. I mean, just profusely bleeding out. So they rushed her to the hospital. She almost died then. You know, the next year they took that, like I said, they took her kidney out, and she was still on dialysis. And then with this last stroke, that really did her in, you know. She was a survivor, let me tell you.
Oh my God. Like it sounds like right from about 10 steps back, she should have been gone.
Yeah, she should have been gone
Wow.
from the first get-go. But you know what? She was tougher than a box of rocks.
Good to
Did she
hear.
has she contacted you since she's passed on?
Yeah, I got that app where I could talk to her. You could hear her. She says she calls my dad honey, honey, honey.
Oh, you mean like Frank's box, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
You got one of those?
Well, it's on the app. We ask her things to validate it, just like she said, Nana Bunny.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
And I'll get my daughter out here to tell you a story, and with paranormal stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
but my daughter has stuff around here. Let me go get her before we get
Let
back.
me
on
just
the
tell you,
subject.
with my dad first before you go get her, okay? So
Okay.
when my dad passed away, this was after he had already passed though, but unfortunately, it was in the COVID times. I'm not going to get into that, but in any event, and he was in Florida and we couldn't be with him. So there was just paperwork and stuff that had to be, worked out. So he was basically on ice for about a month or something, right? They had him in the cooler or whatever before they cremated him because they had to get, I don't know all the logistics, but paperwork and stupidity and all that stuff. So my sister had a candle burning in her house, and for my father, and she was going to keep it going until he was cremated. And on the night the day that he was cremated, I was laying in bed, and I smelt a really strong perfume smell, or a cologne smell, like his cologne or whatever came, and he said goodbye to me as he was, I guess, as the day he was cremated. I smelt his cologne, like really strong in the room. And my sister told me that the candle went out on its own after it had been burning for like a month or something, that the very hour that he was cremated, and went on. So there's definitely life after death.
Yeah, well, she could tell you when she was little, and I'm gonna start it off with this. When she was little, I was fussing at her. She wasn't listening to me. I said, "Little girl, you better open up your eyes." Now you leave from that part.
Did
You
you
tell
say
them what happened.
did you say fussing at her?
I was fussing at her. Yes.
Okay.
You talking to the mic. Just tell them what happened
The window flew open.
in the bathroom.
Wait a minute. Okay, so yeah.
The bathroom window opened up when I fussed at her that night.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, I know it's cold. And then she saw my grandmother. I had her very young. I had her when I was 16. She knew my grandmother, and she saw my grandmother at her church at school. She saw my grandmother wave to her, and she said to a friend next to her, what she said? Do you see
that lady sitting there with the pink jumpsuit? And she told me no, there was nobody there.
And she seen her.
Nice.
And then I got on video. She sent it to me. She had go ahead and go inside. You cold. Freeze. Yeah, I know you're freezing. Go inside. Skinny mini.
Oh, you're outside?
Yeah, I'm sitting outside.
Oh.
Well, and this is
Yeah,
your
'cause
show,
it-
and you're supposed to pay attention to what people say and what they do.
Well,
Didn't you see her go outside? And she said, "I'm going to go outside."
Because there was too much noise inside. I don't like all that racket when I'm trying to concentrate.
are you out in the area where they were talking to you?
Well, he doesn't remember
No.
Duke Sullivan. He wasn't,
Oh, okay.
So my daughter sent me the video, and actually she has the real-time cameras underneath the carport like this, and her husband has a boat with an ice chest, and the ice chest handle was sticking up, and you could see something move the handle like this, and then it stops, and then it goes bam.
Oh,
And then at my house, this is my mom and dad's house. I live about 15 minutes away. At my house, we got a ring camera, and the ring camera turned on, and I happened to see this orange orb floating. It went up and it came down. And then I got a picture of a purple orb in my backyard, not here, but by my house.
Wow. You know, I found out something about orbs one time with my wife. We were we were actually talking about some orb pictures that we had seen. You know, Kelly Rainbow Butterfly and
Yes.
her gathering and what they have a gathering every year, and people are always coming up with orb pictures and stuff, right? So my wife suggested, let's take some pictures and see what happens. So we're just sitting there in the dark, and she's snapping pictures, and there's nothing there, but she's snapping them every 5 seconds or so. The next one, we seen a few orbs come in. Next one, there was a whole bunch of orbs. And then the next one, all these orbs from different points of consciousness is the only way I can describe it. That's the message I got, or that's what I came up with, all formed together into one being kind of thing, like one big entity. And then it walked out. Yeah. So like this entity's consciousness was coming in from all different points of consciousness and formed into one entity. And then it walked off the camera in the next picture, and then it was like a great big huge face looking at her, and then there was nothing. So you know how they say how God is consciousness is everywhere? Well, some of these evolved beings or whatever, they've got the same ability where they can bring their consciousness in from all over the place. Got some really cool pictures to that talk about that too, or that actually show it happening. Well, I mean, yeah, like I've got the pictures. So you got more than Sasquatch going on there then, Christy.
Yeah, my mama was clairvoyant. She actually seen my great grandmother when she passed away. And then, like I said, when my grandmother passed away, I was laying in my room, which is the back room this way. And I was laying in my bed. I was just so upset, you know, not like I was for my mom. I mean, I love my grandmother, but my mom was just my best friend, you know. But I seen my grandmother. It was like a comforting effect. It was like glitter. Like, you know, when you do this with your eyes and you see spots, that's what it was. That was her. She was coming to tell me that she was okay. And then she poof, went into my closet and disappeared. Now my daddy's had several things happen to him. He's had ghosts. He's seen ghosts. He's seen what he calls the devil in a mirror in a kid's house that he used to play with. He's seen UFOs, and he found one time he went hunting and he found this 3-toed footprint. It didn't have like just the 3 toes. And then a couple of weeks later, he's got the newspaper clip and he's got to find it. Somebody found the same set of footprints, but they didn't know what it was. So, I mean, we've all had a share. My brother seen an old lady walking in a hallway in this house. And then, like I said, my daughter with the window opening, and then with my daughter seeing my grandmother. So we all affiliated with being clairvoyant.
Yeah. That's interesting. The 3-toed footprint, because the last guest we had on the last show, he they had a series of tracks that they were following, and there was like 3 5-toed footprints walking along, and 2 3-toed individuals. And the 3-toed individuals, they looked like they were all together at one point, but then the 3-toed guys veered off and went on their own or whatever. So what do you think? What do you think the 3-toed ones were?
I think from this is my opinion, and this is what I think it is. I think the 3 toes are those things that they call the gugweeds.
What are those?
Have you ever heard? Those are the ones that have claws and have teeth. They look like Sasquatch, but they're not. They're bigger and more barrel shaped. They eat people. They eat Sasquatch. They even eat their own kind. You never heard of a gugweed?
No, I think there's something smaller. Smaller, like puckwudgies or something.
No, pugwudgie. How big was the footprint?
I'm asking you. How big was your footprint you seen?
No, not me. My dad. My dad said it was pretty
How big
big.
was it?
It
3
was pretty
inches?
big. I don't know. I gotta ask my dad, but I know from what I understand, the 3 toes are the gugweeds.
Okay, but it was like a Sasquatch size footprint, like big, like that.
Hey, Dad, how big was that footprint that you seen with the 3 toes? How you think? How was it a big one?
Yeah,
How big?
uh, the center one was about 8 inches.
8 inches,
The
Oh,
other two were about 6 inches.
6 each. But as far as in the whole footprint, how big you think it was? Like the footprint I found was 14 inches. How big?
I'm gonna guess about 9 inches.
About
10
9,
inches.
9 to 10 inches.
big.
Okay, well, that's not as big as a Sasquatch unless it's a juvenile or something, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but them gugglies are nothing nice. I actually took a picture of one. It's got that. It doesn't look like a Sasquatch. It has like a muzzle like a baboon. So they got the long snout and they got claws.
Wow.
I heard it's a degenerative gene of the Sasquatch or something like that.
No, that's not what mine told me. Mine told me that they broke off the evolution train. There was a bunch of Sasquatch that went a different way, and that's what they evolved into, something evil.
Okay. That may be where you are, down in Louisiana, right?
Yeah, down in the south.
There's
Yes.
different kinds, so that could very possibly be. The ones in Ontario are a little different.
Yeah. Well, you have more different cryptids than we do. You got the what Kushkaka, something what they call it.
They've got all kinds of strange things.
Yes. We got the Rougarou here.
I know. Incredible.
Oh, what kind of cryptids have you run into then, Tom? What different ones other than Sasquatch?
The Dogman too. Werewolf or Dogman. I had an encounter.
I like
For
dog
3
man.
days. I seen it. Up
How do
close.
well, okay, let's hold on a second. Let's as you name them,
Yeah.
why don't we describe them too? So what does the dog man you saw look like?
Okay, I've seen that 2 different kinds. One on the side of the highway, they were 8 foot tall, just 8.5, 2 of them, a pair, right? Side by side. This was they were like the German Shepherd type with the block heads, blocky heads, black, all black, like the black where, it's so black that it's like midnight where you can't see any light or whatever, but this is daytime. It was a afternoon. You've heard the description where it's so black that it's blacker than black,
Are you just talking about the head or the whole body?
whole body, the whole fur, but they grinned at me. I was in my car, pulled over on the side of the highway, 20 feet away, 20, 30 feet away, and it was too close. I still pulled up another 10 feet and then another 10 feet to look back each time. And it was a pair of them on the side of the highway. And I had mind speak from the Sasquatch that they were going to be there. And I had pulled over and I blew my mind. I still have a clear vision of them. They were they had the German Shepherd type heads, all black, 8 foot, to pair of them, 8.5 feet of roughly.
So the Sasquatch told you they were coming.
Yeah, it was a Sasquatch spot on the side of the highway. I would wave to them as I drove by, whether they would send me mind speak that they're going to be there. This is I call it Sasquatch Valley, whatever. As you're driving by, the smell, the infamous skunky type smell sometimes,
Yeah.
There's a small dip in the road, whatever I call it. They would be there and wave. I'd wave to them. Strange.
I like dog man. I think they're good people.
But they said that the Sasquatch told me that they're being pushed out of the area by these pair of dogmen.
The Sasquatch were.
Yes, that's what they told me. And then they showed themselves and were grinning at me.
The dogmen.
Yes, they were. That they accomplished to push the Sasquatch out of that area.
So did you find that they were benevolent or malevolent?
Oh no, I didn't get that feeling. I was scared.
Malevolent or benevolent?
I'd say borderline. I couldn't tell if they were malevolent or benevolent. They were borderline. I didn't know what their intentions were. They didn't move from their spot. They were just grinning at me, this one pair. But I was warned before that, a few days before that, a week or a few days, I can't remember. I've seen him a few times in this one spot that they were getting pushed out of the area, and they finally accomplished it when I seen him that day, right? And that was I was driving to a certain place. I would go once or twice a week, and it was up north, about 100 miles, almost 90 miles from Toronto, 80, 90 miles, whatever, in this one spot. Okay, and on the side of the road, just don't. And they would tell me they were there, and the mind speak, telepathic message, and I seen them on the side of the road, and I would wave. Sometimes I didn't see them, I would wave anyways. Do you know what I mean? But it was their spot. I don't know if you've ever had that kind of experience or not.
I've never experienced the only things I've ever experienced are Sasquatch, and that's because I'm in an intense. It's an intense education with me and them,
I seen
and
the
I like it. I actually like it that way. Yeah, it's a love connection. Yeah, there you go.
You're lucky.
But
I haven't figured out what the significance of that. That happened more than just over 20 years ago, and I haven't really figured out the significance yet. I've been studying, researching that for the past 5 years. So why they got pushed out of the way? I heard they're the guardians of the portals or something. The dog man.
now, it's interesting because I bet you that if somebody else was driving by there, they might not have even seen them, because I know, for
No.
it was only meant for you, because I've seen Sasquatch walking across the trails and stuff,
Right.
and I was with another guy, and he saw a little dog, like a little regular little doggy, like a little Scotty dog or something, and I saw the Sasquatch. So they can let you see what you're ready to see or what they want you to see,
Right.
or hear, whatever. So
Right.
yeah.
That's not the first time I've seen. I've had him with my dad when I was about 19. We were going fishing, and same thing. I used to say that's the Sasquatch Valley there. You'd smell the infamous skunk smell, right? And then the one day it walked across the street, the road as we're driving. I told my dad to slow down. There's an animal there, right? And it just about 50 feet in front of us. It crossed and just stood there, hanged out by the bushes there. And my dad goes, bear. And I said, Bigfoot. And he goes, Bigfoot? And I said, Dad, bears don't walk across roads, right? So my dad seen it too, right? And I looked, and it was there, on the side of the road. But my dad felt proud that he might have seen Bigfoot here, So who knows? Possibly. I think it was. It looked like it, but that's funny. But my dad was allowed to see it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, it's not cut and dry. It's not written in stone, but sometimes like I said, they can let you see them in whatever form, or hear whatever they want you to hear or not hear too. So what else have you seen as far as cryptids?
and also different kinds of Sasquatch. I've seen a few, well, 5, 6 of them, different kinds.
Different kinds in what way?
Like up close encounters, personal, up close. I had one in Alberta where I was told to my friend. I was with my friend, and I was told to send my friend away. We were riding our bikes, so I was stopped. Right. Let's see. I give him the mind speak where I was told my friend send him away. Like I sent him 100 feet down the path. Right. Something had happened. I don't really want to talk about it at this moment, but something had happened that I'm going to be putting in my book. So I'd like to leave that part out for now, if that's okay. But I was stopped on the bike trail path, right, by a certain two rocks were rolled out, right? Round rocks about this big. Can you see? Right,
Yep.
River rocks. Right, I was right by the Bow River in Alberta there, just north of Calgary. All right, and a rock came from the ridge about 40 feet in from the bottom of the ridge. A rock got tossed out and landed right on the yellow line or white line, right dead center. And then another one got tossed out a minute, 30 seconds later, and landed also right beside it, right dead on the line, dead stop. 2 rocks. So I stopped and picked up the rocks and held them in my hand. Okay. Bigfoot appeared up on top of the ridge, about 50 feet ahead of me, 50, 60 feet above on the ridge. And I was told to send my friend who was with me, a native friend, to just send him away. I sent him 100 feet down to look. I said, we thought there was an earthquake. That's why the rocks rolled out. So I sent them away there. And then that's when I had the face-to-face confrontation with the Bigfoot, and had a stare off with him for about 30 seconds to a minute. You know, I had a stare down with him. He was angry at me for eating his berries, Saskatoon berries. I know. I had my face and tongue were all purple, stained, right? He had his own marked tree there, marked with this. It was half a heart. It was half a heart. The top part of the heart was missing, with 2 slash lines that Christy was talking about. The 2 lines going through a stick, like
Yeah.
had the 2 lines on the one side and 1 slash on the other side, right? On I was about 12 feet up in the air on the tree trunk, right? And it was a prized bush too. So, yeah, but yeah, they were.
Tom, you've got a lot of stories.
Oh, I have lots. Yeah.
Well, maybe we should have you on your own show. Would you like to do that? Would you like to do your own show?
Sure, one day soon. Yeah, I'm ready now. I was having some medical and family stuff going on, so I feel better now to do it.
Well,
Okay.
that's great. Well, then maybe we can just let you go, and we'll get on to Christie Sci-Fi, and then
Sure.
have your own show. Brian will hook you up.
Well, he doesn't have to go. He can listen if he wants.
Yeah, I can stay for a little while.
Oh, okay.
I find
I
it.
wanted to hear what Christie has to say.
So do I. I find it interesting. I can relate to some of that, you know, with the family stuff. My
Well,
mom.
that's what happens on the show. Everybody gets excited, wants to talk.
You know,
I'm excited.
Not me. I never do any talking.
Hey, Brian, just on the side note, you don't have to lean over into your mic, because when you do, you get really loud. But just like this is perfect with your head, like, that's perfect.
all
Just
right.
thought I give you some feedback, because as soon as you do it like this, your voice just booms.
Ah. Okay. Well, thank you, Mr.
I do
Bean.
it too. I do it too, because here's my mic. See, here's my mic, and I do. I want to talk like this, but you can hear it like just as well. I do the same thing.
So, Christy, you have them living right out in your backyard?
Yeah, they come to my, they come in the trees by the backyard. I've got a picture of one peeking over the fence.
Do they
Got his
do they
eyes.
come right out in the open and
No, they stay
Oh.
hidden, but I can see their eyes. That's one gift I have. Like when I go in the woods, I can see where they're at. I know where they're at. They can't hide from me.
it's so interesting because they seem to do different things in different areas. Like in my area, I have seen them, but in some places they just seem to come right out and they're like right full materialized, like in some places I've heard, and they act differently everywhere. Everywhere, it seems like they all have their own little ways of interacting. Like for instance, I have never seen eye shine until I was hosting a camp out, and I was saying I've never seen eye shine, and I was thinking, wonder why, because the guys up here, they don't really do that much, and I'm saying I wonder why I haven't. And then that night, guess what I saw?
Eye shine.
Eye shine.
It's cool. I've seen it too.
Yeah.
Tom
Yeah.
Cantrell says, hi, Christy.
Hi, Tom. How are you? That's my friend. He's such a sweetheart. He's got a good soul about him.
Yep.
Big
Oh.
time.
Yeah, I've
You
met
gotta-
him. I know
You
him.
gotta
I know
hide
him
from
too.
somebody else too.
Huh?
What's that?
I can't see the chat room, so hi
No.
to everybody. I can't see it.
So so the Sasquatch talk to you and communicate with you. What are the, and you say you said it like me, that you liken it to an education in school. What are they teaching you, Christy? What do you think? Where are they leading you? Where are they leading you personally, and what are they telling you in a bigger picture kind of way?
they want people to change. They want people to start taking care of the world and better. You know, they don't want you to mess up the woods. They're tired of people like taking their forest away from them because that's their home. You know,
Yeah.
they want us to work together like we should, but we don't. Humanity, you know, and like I said, this is my opinion. I think we're a disgrace because of what we do. We know how to tear things up, but we need to know how to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
look at what's going on in the world today right now. If that's not a disgrace,
that is a disgrace.
I
It
don't know
is-
what is.
It is a disgrace.
Craziness and yeah. So do they have are they trying to raise our, I mean, my guys are telling me they're trying to raise our vibrations because when your vibrations are raised, you don't do that disgraceful stuff. You don't judge, you don't do all that negative stuff. That's the big thing that they're teaching me. And what do you think of that? Is the same
Yes,
thing for you?
they're trying to teach you to be positive, to be good. They don't like the negativity at all. You know, once you start showing signs of negativity, they don't want to have nothing to do with you. They don't like it because they live in peace. You know, all these years that they've been hiding from humans, they know how we are. They just don't want to have no interactions with most of the people of the world because they're not open and they're not, their vibration is not good. You know, their soul is not good.
Right.
And
What is
most
it?
of-
Go
huh?
ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
What yeah, because when they interact with if I'm sitting around at the campfire and I'm talking about negative stuff with people, they don't come around or they don't do anything. I mean, I try not to, but sometimes the conversation, especially these days, gets into that kind of thing. But when you're laughing, singing, doing music or talking about their abilities and how amazing they are and how spiritual they are, you can feel them coming right in and whatever, and so how why do they like people like yourself, myself, and Tom and Mr. Beans and so many other people? What is it about us, do you think, that draws them?
Because we're good people. There's not that many left in the world. We
Simple
have
as that.
hearts. We love. Family is a big thing too. They love it when you love your family.
Right.
That's the
Right.
main thing. You have to have love for everything in this world, whether it be evil, say a prayer for it. Hopefully God will touch that person or whatever evil thing it is, and maybe they can change. I always give things second chances. I even tell the Squatch that. I said, even if the Sasquatch is bad, I still love him. No less.
Yeah. Well, that's through one of their big lessons. Like when I had my love zap, you feel a connection to everything. That's the state that's the state the Sasquatch are in. You feel a connection to everything, and it doesn't matter who it is, your worst enemy or your best friend. You have no judgment for them, and you just feel the connection to everything. And when we can achieve that vibration, everything's going to change. I think with me, that's the big thing for me. That's the transition. That's the conscious shift or whatever is raising your vibration to that state.
Well, whenever they send me, I call it their love vibes. When they send it to me, I get this tingling in my neck right here.
Yeah.
Back here, I can feel it. That's their love tingles. And when they're trying to mind speak with me, sometimes you'll see me do this. They're trying to talk to me and it hurts my head. I have to tell them to back off a little bit.
Really?
I'm not completely open to the mind speak thing yet. I'm still learning how to do that. I said, if you can't talk to me in English, don't talk to me at all.
That's funny.
Well, like I said, with me, I've got the mind speak at times, but with me, it's just like thought placement and they guide me places and stuff like that. The mind speak isn't only words. Like I said, it's
Right.
they're like, it's way
visions.
more advanced than that. And I bet you they're doing a lot of the mind speak with you that is not so much in words, but in other ways.
Yeah, I've had a vision when I was sleeping. I woke up and then I went back to sleep, but I saw this, like they projected it to me. It's like me seeing through the eyes of a Sasquatch running through the woods with another one, and they go fast. I woke up and I'm like, whoa, hold up. What did you just show me? I'm trying to understand. And then I was awoken, I was sleeping, and I heard a growl. I heard, "Roar." I got up and I looked around my room and nothing was there. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? Then I noticed the smells. I could smell the Sasquatch. They have like the ones that I'm connected with, they don't stink. They smell like body odor and like a musky body odor smell.
Right.
Mhm.
But I've smelled. My friend has a hair sample of a skunk ape, and they stink.
What part of New Orleans are you in? Because New Orleans is not the place that I would say is a Sasquatch territory. It's town. Everything's town.
No, we got some woods. We got
Oh,
some
okay.
across the lake. We got a small national park across the river from here, about 15 minutes from here. It doesn't
Okay.
matter how big the woods are, they'll be there.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
Well,
They
they'll
can
come
go.
in. They come into town. I mean, I live in the town of the city of Savannah. They come in, but
yeah.
but they're not real active, so to say, because it's so far into town.
No, yeah, they can go anywhere they want to go. They can come in your bedroom. I've actually felt when I was sleeping, I actually felt my bed shaking because my alpha male was there checking on me,
Yep.
walking in my bedroom.
Yeah, my
And I could
al-
see
yeah.
I could see his eyes in my bedroom. I'm going, what are you doing here? Go home. I'm okay. Let me sleep.
my big male appeared right out of a cloud of smoke in my bedroom.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
cool.
it was a great big cloud of smoke, and then all of a sudden it got really a clear image in the smoke, and he was just standing there looking at me, and it was just said, "Cool," like nothing. It never scares me because I just because I'm connected with him, right? So it's never get scared, but I just thought, wow, that's cool. He just looked at me, checked in on me, and then he just dissipated. So yeah,
Yeah,
they can.
I'm not scared of them. I
No.
could be in the woods. The first time I had an interaction with one, and this is before I had one. I'll have to get into the stories with you. I went on a meet and greet. There's a lady that comes on and she videos. Her name's D Sims. I don't know if you heard of Lady in the Woods.
I think I've heard of her, but I don't know if I've seen her.
I've heard of her.
Yeah, she invited us to come up to Falco, Arkansas, and I've been wanting to go. I've been wanting to go see the Monster Mart because I loved the Legend of Boggy Creek, like I told you. I love that movie so much. I wanted to go to the Monster Mart. So I journeyed up there for a day, and I slept in a friend's tent. And they got there on Thursday. I couldn't because I was going on an expedition the following weekend with my group, so I couldn't take both days off, So I wind up just going out there for a day. It was a 6-hour drive for me. So I drove up there and we sat around a campfire and we started walking in the woods. We could hear something walking around, and they said that they got some interactions before I got there. I was like, darn, But that night when I went to bed, my friend had a lantern and I couldn't turn the damn thing off. It was one of those twist ones, and I'm looking for the button, okay? So I said, okay, I'm gonna just set it by the end of the tent, by the foot of the tent. So I laid down. About a half an hour later, everybody was in their tents and people were talking, but I heard boom, 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 crunch, crunch, crunch. Well, if I didn't have that lantern light on, the girl that was behind us in the tent, she happened to peer out. She saw this shadow come up and then back away. Come up again and then back away. And on the third time, she said it came close and she could see the conical shaped head on my side of the tent and kind of back away. So I heard it. And I'm just sitting there going, I wonder what he's doing. I guess he's trying to figure out, who's all here. because I'm somebody new. They hadn't seen me. So the next morning when I got up, I was getting ready to go get me a cup of coffee. And as soon as I unzipped the tent and stepped out, I felt something looking at me from the wood line. So I turned around and I had my cell phone and I looked and I seen something red sitting in the tree like this, looking at me. I said, click, click, click. I got like 4 pictures of it where it was moving its head, but I got a clear shot. I call him Red Face because he has a red face and you could see like his massive shoulder. So yeah, he was watching me. That was
I
the
wanted
first time. Go ahead.
So you've got your own show, or you co-host a show, do you not?
Yeah, I co-host the show. Yes.
Yeah, no. So I just wanted to ask you. You probably had a lot of guests on talking about Sasquatch and stuff, right?
Yes, we did.
So, and you've always been interested. No, it's leading somewhere,
Beans.
Beans.
Talking check out Sasquatch show.
Well, I didn't know. How would I know?
I'm sorry, but I just thought it was funny.
No,
You
you're
said
not.
you
You're not
talk about
sorry.
Sasquatch. We got a Sasquatch show too, and we talk
We
about
do?
Sasquatch.
Is
Yes,
this
we
what we're
do.
doing here?
Yeah.
No, but well, my question is because you always you got fascinated with the legend of Bogey Creek, right?
Mhm.
So have you ever had any guests on or whatever, or people who have actually said what was behind that, or know about the legend and what actually happened or whatever?
No. We
Where
had,
Boggy Creek-
you ever heard of the movie Exist?
No,
You never heard of Exist?
no.
It's a good show. It's a good movie. But the only thing I don't like about the movie is that these young kids, it's always the same scenario. The young kids go out in the woods and they actually kill the Sasquatch's baby, and she's taking revenge. But then at the end of the movie, you could tell it's a male because it don't have female apparel on a costume. So I interpret it as the dad, So the writer came on the show and I told him that, and I made a point to it. I said, look, I don't know if you thinking it was the mama, but at the end of the show, y'all didn't have the right features for the female. And he says, oh, okay, I get what you're saying. I said, yeah. I said, so I thought it was the daddy, getting mad and killing all the kids. But there was one guy that believed in a Sasquatch and knew that they existed, and it didn't kill him. He put the gun down. And that's one thing you don't do is point a gun at a Sasquatch, period.
Are you telling me this is a true story?
No. It's just a movie. It's called Exist. But the costume, I'll tell you what, I love the costume. It looks good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't like those movies that portray them as monsters and
No, I
gonna come
like
after you and kill you,
letters
whatever.
I like what is it, the sign from the big guy or something? Letters from the big
Letters
guy.
from the
Yeah.
big man.
That's Fur and Cedar.
Yes, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
if you don't understand where it's going with that movie, then you'll never know.
Yeah. If you've had experience with them, like a real heart connection or whatever, or a family connection with them, you're going to understand that movie on a way
Really
different
well.
level than people. But but unfortunately, people just want to see a monster movie, and
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, I just like the costume. I thought that was a cool looking Sasquatch,
So people portray them as monsters or whatever, but do you think it's more of the way that people that are portraying them as that are interacting with them? Or because if these people went up and had the understanding that you and I do and the other people here, don't you think the interaction would be way different?
I think it would. I think if they would understand that they're not there to harm people, that sometimes that you're in the wrong spot at the wrong time and they give you signs to let you know. But most people don't take it as that. Well, if something is growling and throwing sticks and throwing big rocks at you and telling you, "Ruh, bah, wah," get away, that means get out. Don't stick around. Just tell them, with your respects, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to encroach in your backyard, your living room, your bathroom, or whatever. Just get out of there, So
Yeah.
if people would see it from our point of view, then they would understand, but they don't. They see
Yeah.
them They see him as what they want to see him. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't like calling them Bigfoot because they don't like the word Bigfoot. They're not beasts, they're not creatures, they're not monsters. There are an ancient people that are like us, except different. They're bigger and they got hair.
What do they call themselves?
They call themselves forest people, Sukaloo, big brothers, family.
Nice. I like all of those. You know, and the funny thing is, Christy, isn't it interesting that all these people are saying, oh, Sasquatch was chasing me and he was going to kill me and I just escaped with my life and, blah, 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 all that stuff and terrorize and whatever. Well, guess what? They wanted to kill you. You're not going to be telling us this story.
Exactly. You're not
You
going
know what
to
I
be,
mean?
you're not going to be here to live to tell about it. And that's what I tell people. I said, if a Sasquatch wanted to kill you, I said, would I be sitting here today talking? Because I've been in the woods. Even when I was a kid, we used to go camping. And that's what my mom and dad did. We loved to go camping. And, which is weird, I've always sensed things when I was in the woods as a kid, but never paid no mind to it,
Things that you associate with a Sasquatch now that you didn't consider at the time, you mean?
Yes.
Like what kind of stuff?
Like hearing noises in the woods, like cracking sticks and stuff like that. Because when we were kids, we stayed in tents, because my dad has a big family and we used to go as a big family unit that had like 5 or 6 kids. And, we'd all be in different tents and the girls would be in one tent and the boys would be in the next tent. And we thought the boys were playing jokes on us and would say, there's a booger in the woods, there's a monster in the woods. And you'd hear the cracking at about 3 a.m.
Do you, Christy, do you hear the cracking stick there where you live now in your neighborhood park?
No, but I hear the branches sometimes like fall off the tree when they in the trees,
Right. No, I hear it all the time out back here where I live. Like let me know they're there,
Oh, I know they're here. I don't have to. Like I said, everywhere I go, I see them. I said, yeah, there you are. I can see your eyes. You can't hide from me.
Soaked in the mind
funny, you know, they connect people with other people. So
Yes.
I'm constantly talking to people and they connect me with them like it's no coincidence. And you know, and it just happens to be that for some coincidence, which I said isn't a coincidence, they happen to be interested in Sasquatch, you know, like and so I take them out into the woods and whatever, and I become friends with them and just almost every time there is some kind of confirmation. Like we'll hear them walking around in the woods, we'll hear a big crack or a noise or a call or something. So it's amazing how they connect people. Do you find that they connect people too?
Yes, they do. I met a lot of good people.
Yeah.
I try to find the good people, and that's another thing is I read people, and like I told you that guy on you can ask Robin. Like I said, even Duke asked her for confirmation of the guy, and if I find something that I don't like about you, I'm not going to talk to you.
Hey, you're still talking to us.
Yeah, I like y'all. That's why. And when I sit here and I do this, that means I'm reading you, you know?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I hope you're looking at beans.
Well, you know what? He's the most handsome guy in the world, right?
Yeah.
He is the world's Frank Oliver Beans, the world's handsomest man.
Look,
So-
look.
So what? See, Beans? See?
I got one. That's the first
The ladies-
one.
the
90
ladies all
shows.
love
That's
you.
the first. That's the first blow kiss I got. 90 shows.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, good.
Most women are intimidated by Beans because of his looks, right?
I think it's the teeth.
Well, you know what the Sasquatch say? It's not what's on the outside, it's what's being judged, it's what's on the inside.
Well, that's my problem. Just joking.
You know, I
So-
want to talk about something a little darker. I really get tired. There's a lot of times I just don't go on the internet to watch shows because they always talk about killing Sasquatch and people
Oh, that-
shooting them in the face.
Mhm.
and that just bugs me. Does it bug you?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. It bugs me to no end.
Bugs me.
And you know, the thing I like about some of these shows, and like I said, normally I'm not going to talk negative, but they always say, well, an expert, there is no expert in this field.
Other than me. No, I'm just.
No, I mean, if you're not friends with the Sasquatch people, how
Oh,
can you be
you're
an
funny.
expert? And even if you are friends, you're just usually friends with your clan. You don't know everything about every Sasquatch in the world.
Exactly. And not only that, most of them podcasts ask for money.
But you know what though? The good people that they connect with, like generally the Sasquatch, like they will know you all over the world. If you are connected with a clan
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and whatever in your family with them, they will know you.
Oh, like I said, they know you inside out. The word spreads dramatically, you know, bam, 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 bam. It's like a chain of command. You know, here comes Christy in the woods. Like, just say I'm in Mississippi. My alpha male, signal to him. She's here in the woods. Okay, well, watch her. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's Christy? Yeah, that's Christy. That's my girl. Nobody else's. Don't scare her. Uh-oh.
You see, Beans, you're out of luck.
They have intercontinental mind speak because
Yeah.
I remember I was listening to a show and it's with a friend of mine and he was talking to a Sasquatch in Canada, but it was a call-in show, it was a radio show, and he's like I think half Indian or something, and a
Mhm.
lady from Australia was having a problem with her horse, and she asked him if the Sasquatch people could tell her about the problem she had with her horse. So he's in Houston. The Sasquatch he's talking to is in BC, and then the lady is in Australia. And this conversation went on till they figured that the Sasquatch told her what was going on with her horse, nerves or afraid or something. But I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, live on air in international mind speak, you know. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
intercontinental, you know.
That's just like us using the cell phones. That's how they
Exactly.
beep, 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 beep. Bing. It's ringing. It's ringing. Answer your phone. Hello, hello, Oseo. What? You're driving me nuts. What do you want? You want an apple or do you want honey buns?
So all the paranormal stuff that people attribute to them, like I've experienced probably, just about all of it.
Brian, have you seen any other things like the little people or dwarfs or portals?
Like I said, that I deal exclusively with Sasquatch, but because they don't share me with anybody else.
Right,
'Cause I'm in an intense education with them.
right.
So they don't introduce me to anyone else, but there are little people in our woods.
They know you really well, so they, they don't want to put too much on you.
But I
Right.
wanted to say, so what paranormal abilities have you experienced that they've done? Like, I mean, for instance, like I've seen them, like I've seen them shapeshift into animals, the mind speak, all these different things. What have you experienced personally, Christy, as far as the stuff that people would say was paranormal or like woo, or the stuff that they don't allow you to talk about on other
Right,
shows?
exactly. That's why I like your show because you are on my level. um, one day I was sitting out here underneath this carport, and my dad was sitting here talking to his friend, and I happened to look, and I seen white orbs in a big circle. That was a portal that opened up, and I kept looking. I was like, "What the hell is that?" I kept looking. I tried to take a picture with it, but I couldn't. But something came through that portal. I don't know what it was, but it felt love, you know. I said that's somebody coming to see me, probably. I've done seen like flashes of light, for I guess from the portal when they come. Like I could be sitting in my backyard smoking a cigarette, and all of a sudden I see a flash of light behind a tree.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen them shapeshift. I haven't had a full body visual face to face. Like I said, I can only see it's one step at a time with me with them.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
only showing me their eyes and their faces a little bit.
How
So
long?
it's
Go ahead. I'm
how
sorry.
long? No, go ahead. How long
Yeah,
this has been
how
going?
long you've been connected with them?
2 years.
Oh, well, there you go. You see, it
2
takes
years.
time. It takes time. Like I've been into it for 10 years, and yeah, I didn't see my first Sasquatch like full body or in any capacity until, well, other than in dreams, because they visit you in dreams. I think I had a
Dreams.
dream at the time, but it was like 3 or 4 years in. So yeah, you're just beginning a remarkable journey.
Only 2
Yeah.
years. That's impressive.
That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
And believe me, I'm very touched. I wouldn't have it any other way. And I'm like I told them, I'm here to protect them. If I run across anybody in the woods trying to shoot them, they better watch out because Christy Sci-Fi is coming.
You got that right.
I'm a protector.
Oh, I'm getting energy when you said that because I was thinking of my guy. Oh, I'm just getting lit up with energy. Yeah, I so connect with that. Like
Live on the Pork and Bean Show, contact with Sasquatch in the spirit form.
woo.
Yes, we love you.
My
There
whole
you
head
go.
is just like.
I've been feeling it. Everybody, Tom Sasquatch, Christy Sasquatch, my Sasquatch friends, Brian, they're all kind of in this show, kind of watching or something.
Yeah. They
It's a lot
listen
of-
to the shows. They listen to the shows.
Well,
Believe me.
this is their favorite. I haven't listened to your show, so I can't say. But I know that, in my opinion, this is their favorite show.
Yes, because like I said, y'all with the, like you say, the woo factor. A lot of people don't want to hear that. Everybody has their own opinion and beliefs about things. Like sometimes I'll listen to some shows and I'm only in it for the Sasquatch. I love Sasquatch. I'm about the Sasquatch. Nothing else. No star people, no dogmen. None of that other stuff. I'm just focused on Sasquatch. Now, I talked to mine. Now, this is my clan. I asked them if they were connected with the star people. They told me no. They don't like star people because of the fact that they abduct us. They do the same to them. Sometimes they don't even bring them back. Mine said that he saw one being taken. He was hiding, and one was abducted and was taken, and it was never brought back, and it was his friend. So, everybody has their own, like I said, their own stories with, they assume Sasquatch is with the UFOs. Mine say no. So, it's different areas, different places,
Yeah.
different ones.
There is
Because-
different star people too.
you know?
Different star people. Some
Yeah.
bad ones
I-
out there do
Yeah.
human trafficking.
Well,
I do
they-
think that though that's but Sasquatch do have their own chips and everything too. So I mean
Yes.
different areas, different people, different experiences because they are people too, right? So they all experience things
Right.
in a different way and interact with other entities and people in a different way. So yeah, I mean, as far as I've seen the Sasquatch as ravens, deer, owls, and it's just an absolute knowing just to what they do when they're it's just what they're doing and whatever, like it's like for instance you'll get a glyph. Well, I'm not going to get into it, but whatever. But trust me, they can shapeshift into anything they want, even people.
Yeah. Oh,
I've
yeah.
even
I've
experienced
heard
them as
that
people
story.
and whatever. And usually they look really weird or whatever, like they're walking around with like really weird clothes on and they're like their glasses are all broken and weird. They don't quite get it 100% right. But I know I've met them as people, and I will tell you one little story that a guy shared with me that absolutely proved it to me.
Oh,
Because I was
okay.
telling him that I said they can shapeshift into people, and I've experienced them 2 or 3 times as people. So this guy, he's actually a friend of the show, Kevin Royce. He was out in
I
the
heard this
woods.
story before. It's
Yeah,
a
I
good
know, but
story.
they haven't heard it. So he's out in the woods or whatever, and he sees this, and he's going to kill me because I'm not going to tell it all right. But he saw this family kind of coming out of the woods one at a time. And first of all, it was a dog, and then a little kid, and then I think a female, just a regular people, or look like regular people, and then a male or whatever, and they kind of walk by them and whatever. And but they were acting kind of weird. And now I'm not going to get into all the details of it, okay? But the guy at one point growled at him like a Sasquatch, and the female who he was connected to a female Sasquatch at the time, right? She was very receptive to talking to him, but everybody else was really, really standoffish. But here's the kicker: is that a lot of female Sasquatches have a floral perfume scent.
Oh,
They have a really sweet, really like a really perfumey smell, like a female. They smell good. And they were doing weird stuff, like they went in someplace and that there's no way that he would not seen them coming out, that kind of thing. Just a bunch of stuff that didn't make any sense. But when the female started talking to him, all of a sudden he got hit up with his Sasquatch female's scent. That absolutely proved to him that it was her. It was as in the form of a human female. I know I butchered that, Kevin, but basically he confirmed what I already knew, that they can cloak, or not cloak. They can shapeshift into humans. But his story took it even one step further, because he actually got the odor, the pleasant odor, when she was talking to him, and it was exactly the odor of his female, that floral, beautiful perfume.
Oh, wow. That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I didn't tell it right, but basically
No,
that
but
was
the way
it.
you told it, it's cool. That's awesome that they can do stuff like that, And it's a shame that they have to be like the way they are, because like I said, because of the disgrace of the human race. Shame on humans. If
Yeah.
I was a Sasquatch, I wouldn't want to have nothing to do with humans either. Although I like to stay by myself, I am a loner.
I heard that there was 11 agencies that actually are engaged in killing Sasquatch. They're like some 3-letter agencies and some federal, SWAT teams and all those different kind of things that are actually, and that's just like really sad, because America's big and Canada and all that, but still, and they're using the full force of the military to kill them. Just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't like that. That they just ought to just leave them alone. They're not doing anything. They're not hurting people. I mean, you know, leave them alone. They just want to live their life like we do. They just want to be a part of the world just like anybody else, except live their own way in the way they do things, how they've been doing it for the last thousands of years,
I think
millions
that's
of
why it's so
years.
important to just keep saying that they are people, they're like us, and they're kinder and actually better than us in a lot of ways because
Oh, yeah.
they don't go bothering people really that much.
No, they don't. They just they love and that's all they want to do is love and take care of their families and see their families grow like most good people here and human wise do. But it's a shame that we gotta struggle and do the things we do. Like I said, it starts out by picking up the trash. That's all you gotta do. And down here in Louisiana, they're nasty. I mean, you could be driving on a road and all of a sudden you see a box of chicken flying out with bones. Why can't you throw that shit in the garbage? Excuse my French, but it gets me mad. That's one of my pet peeves. I never did like trash. And every time I go in the woods, I carry a little bag with me in my backpack and I pick up the trash when I'm out in the woods, if I
And they
can.
appreciate that. They appreciate
Yeah.
that. Oh, well, just think of it this way: with all the abilities, the strength, and the paranormal abilities that the Sasquatch people have, or whatever. I mean, if humans have those abilities, man, we would just be causing all kinds of havoc and killing and
Yeah.
so, and we call them monsters.
Yeah. We can.
Heaven forbid if we had their abilities and strength and stuff, like, and then see who the monster is. Yeah.
Yeah. Who is the monster? It's the people. It's humans.
When you hear stories about Sasquatch throwing rocks at people's houses and peeking in the window and running around, and then they try to get the police involved or they want to go shoot them or something, and because they're scaring the kids. But if you look at it from the Sasquatch point of view, is I think that the Sasquatch are living in their neighborhood and they're kind of reaching out to make friends, but they don't really they don't really are not humans like we are, so they don't know how to make friends. So this knocking on the door, knocking on the building, and throwing rocks and stuff and peeking in the window. That means that there's somebody good in that house that they want to connect to, but
Mhm.
people don't see it that way.
No,
They
see
get
it
all
as
afraid and they call
Yeah.
the county and call
Yeah,
the
it's
police
all
and everything.
yeah, it's all a matter of interpretation. Like my guys, especially in the early days, they would always toss little rocks out on the path in front of me, or little rocks come flying through the air, but they never were threatening or would never hit me. It was just simply, "Hi, we're here," like a calling card or whatever. But some people would react to that and like grab their guns and like get all freaked out and get all, yeah, exactly. So it's all a matter of how you interpret what they're doing, right?
well, that's what happened with us on one expedition that we went on, which was in Mississippi. And that's where I told you where I found my first footprint, and that's where I found the glyphs at. Well, we went out there and did a night expedition because the two people I was with at that time, and of course, what I know now is I wouldn't do it then. We would go out there and howl and scream like idiots, but it was fun. It was fun trying to get some kind of uh response back from them.
Yeah.
Response. So as we were walking, and it's on video too, I'm walking by these rocks and I found footprints in the rocks. Now they didn't know, they had no clue what was going on. I'm like, there's a footprint over here. Come see, and they come, and it was a big footprint in the rocks. Well, then I started walking a certain way, and the guy was way on the other side, and then the guy with the camera was behind me. I heard the pebble being thrown on the side of me. And I said, "Who threw a rock at me?" I said, "Patrick, did you throw a rock at me?" He's like, "No." You can hear him way off in the distance. And I turned to my friend and I said, "Did you hear that?" He's like, "Yeah." So I've had two places where they threw rocks on the side of me, not at me, but to let me know, hey, I'm here.
Exactly.
So the second time it happened to me, we was on these people's property. We went to Falk and we went to the little, they had a little thing out there, but we missed it because one of my friends was like, "Oh, we're not gonna have time." Yeah, we're gonna have time because I want to go to the Monster Mart again. So we went and checked out these people's property, and they had beautiful land. They had like 5,000 acres, and we got eye shine while we was out there. You know, when I seen it, it was amber colored, but when the guys had seen it, it was in the same batch of woods. Like we came around, we was up on the levee, and as we were coming off the levee, I seen the eye shine, and then it might have been the same one that ran through the woods and came out, and those two had seen it, it had red eyes, so it must have been mad at them because they didn't like them, you know. So but when I was out there with the landowner, we was looking for some arrowheads, and I heard the rock being thrown, and I looked at her. I said, "Did you hear that?" She said, "Yeah, something threw a rock at us."
Whatever.
I'm like, "Okay." So I picked up the rock, and I said, "Ha ha." I said, "I would throw the rock back at you." So I threw it back. So I went back down and was looking for the arrowheads. Guess what? It threw another rock at me.
Cool.
So it must have been a juvenile that wanted to play. And I was
Yeah.
engaging in that because I love playing with kids. Of course, you know, my grandson's here, but poor
Yeah.
little thing, he's sick. So
Yeah.
I don't want him outside. So he can-
I've experienced the same thing. Had a rock throwing contest with a juvenile one time. Went on for like 10 minutes. And it was fun. Except he kicked my ass. Like, you know, he was doing triple and double ricochets off the tree, and it was just like incredible. But yeah, it's probably a juvenile just wanting to play. Yeah.
well,
Sounds exactly like what you just said.
Can I say something? Or
yeah,
Brian,
go ahead.
when I was 7 years old, I used to go down to my local schoolyard. There was a junior high or something, and I found a ley line, or you know, one of those ley lines.
Mhm.
Yeah.
On the brick wall there, which led to a portal, right? And somehow I knew it was a portal. Like, how do you explain that? How do you know? How do you get the information that when you're just that age that someone was telling me it's a portal, right? And I had one day the portal finally opened up, right? And I kicked my little ball into it, and a dwarf came back out with the ball. A little dwarf,
Who was that?
nowhere to lie, 14 inches tall, a dwarf. And then an elf came out after with wearing green, a green outfit. The dwarf was wearing blue.
And who was bigger?
They were both the same size, about 14 inches tall. No bigger than, or about 14,
Wow.
14 inches tall, right? And gave me whatever back the ball and gave me crap for kicking it into there, you know?
Well,
But
they
I
were a
was
little mad, eh?
in there. I did not put, I was afraid to put my hand into the portal for some reason, right? But I was surprised. And then, yeah, I can say more after when I'm do a show or something.
Yeah, yeah. When you do your own
It's
show,
pretty
but
amazing that, and you were like 7 years old, you said?
7, yeah. But somehow I knew it was a portal. I knew
And
it was,
somehow you knew it was a portal, and you're like, weren't too surprised to see a dwarf and an elf walk
yeah,
out of it.
because they give us downloads, and sometimes we don't know the information like
right,
consciously, but we just know.
right.
And I'm sure that's probably what happened with you. So they were mad at you, were they?
Yeah, for kicking the ball into the portal.
I'll be back.
How did you know they were mad? Did they say something or just their actions?
They told me they were mad, like, you know, they were upset that I did that. Because they knew I knew that it was a portal, you know. For some reason we were connected, but you know, I like I said, somehow got the information downloaded into my mind that was like a ley line and then connected to the portal. And then, like I said, I went there a couple times, and one day the portal finally opened up. Right? It was like 2 brick walls, an old brick wall, and then the newer one on the school line property, you know, and there was houses or something behind the brick wall, like whatever, but it was like 2 properties connected together, like an older property. This is like in downtown Toronto. So it was, the brick wall looked like it was like, you know, late 1890s, 1900s, around that area. Where the other brick wall would be a 1970 area, so about 20 years old, maybe the most. So the two properties connected together with two different brick walls, and the portal was right in the junction of the two different stone walls connected, right there, right?
Have you ever walked into a portal?
Not astroplaning or whatever you call that, astral projection, right?
Well, when you astral projected, you did.
Yeah, not physically that I know of, but astral projecting. And I got lost one time, and I just got scared because usually I just stood in the inside of a doorway, so when you could see outside, but but if you started walking away, you would lose the sound of the nature outside, in the woods.
Yeah.
It was like a doorway, like a silence. You couldn't hear the outside. You could see it. And then if you walked away, you would lose the doorway and you couldn't get back out. Have you ever heard of that?
Yep.
Okay. I always stood, it was so I think sort of being subconsciously triggered to my parents arguing all the time when I was a kid or something. And so looking for a quiet place, I somehow astral projected to this on the way to school in the mornings, high school. And I tried to find it and I couldn't. I was like, I didn't walk, after I figured out where it could be, but I stopped going there. And then years later, I went there again once or twice, and I stopped. I stopped doing that astral projection thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was sort of like a safety zone, like blocking out the noise. I somehow astral projected to this portal. And you could stand on the inside there, see people walk by, but no one could see you.
Wow.
Too far, you'd lose the doorway to getting out again. And I panicked one time. I did, and I had to. It was weird. It was like a cave, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? With a door, sort of like you ever see that like on Star Trek or something. They would show that kind of thing, and I had to like literally feel my way along the wall, an invisible wall, and find the doorway again. And that sort of really scared me.
I guess so.
I've had someone verify something like that, who's been in that kind of situation. So
What do you have there, Christy?
Oh, this is one of the gifts from my alpha male. He leaves me skull heads.
Wow. What is that?
That's a deer head.
Oh, wow.
I've got more, but they're not here. They're at my house. I just kept this one here.
Yep. That is
But
cool.
yeah, he's left me I got a wolf head, I got another deer head, I got this one. He's left me some rocks, crystals.
Yeah.
This is one. I went up there a couple of weeks, the weekend before last, and he left this rock for me.
Awesome.
It's got a smooth edge on one side.
Yeah.
That's
I'll have
one-
to, you'll have to check out my rock, they left me 3 gift rocks, one a year. Amazing story. I'll have to check that out on my YouTube channel sometime.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that.
Just phenomenal.
He's
But
made,
yeah,
he's
they-
taken a corn husk and tied a piece of grass and made it into a shape of a person, which is me. He left that for me by my gifting tree.
yeah, they leave gifts that are special to you and whatever. But
Yeah,
like
this-
when my wife moved up here to be close to me, and she lives in Linden, Washington, and I'm sponsoring her right now. So she's in Linden and I'm in British Columbia. And when she moved into her place, they left her a little made of like straw grass or whatever, like you said, a little figure of a human being. And she found it right in her house,
Oh, wow. So
right on
they
the
do
floor
that.
of her kitchen. And it was still kind of wet from like just being placed there from being outside. And it looked like a little person. And it was just a greeting that welcome, like we're here with you kind of thing. And yeah, and
That's
they
awesome.
yeah, I know. And they left me a lot of rocks and
He's left
feathers.
me, He's left me feathers too. He's left me arrow. I got 2 arrowheads from him.
Yeah. The only thing I got mad about, they left me a dead bird, or somebody did. And I said, I don't want any more dead animals.
Yeah, that's
I
not.
don't like dead animals. I don't want them to leave me anything, all that little precious little life is precious. It just breaks my heart. So I just, I don't, I made it clear I didn't want that.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Oh, and the only
May-
time, yeah, the only time I really ever got mad at them is a couple times they took my little dog and were playing with him for a few hours, and like he was old, and I just thought he was missing, and I almost like gave up, and I was just like hysterical. But then when I said,
That's a
you
wolf.
either bring him back or I'm done with you, like I was mad, right? And they brought him back both times, but
When that's
yeah.
a wolf, I want you to turn that down.
don't.
Well, mine don't kill people's pets or livestock. They live by cows and stuff, and they will not touch them.
Oh no, they
That's-
did. Yeah, no, I agree. No, they didn't harm my little dog. They were just took him and were playing with him and stuff.
No, I'm just saying how mine are. They don't fool with people's livestock. They don't even kill chickens. They go out hunting deer,
Mine have
hogs.
the rabbit, Bunsey, they're tossing them in the air gently, a foot or 2-3 feet in the air and dropping them again. A couple times I've caught them doing that. So they play with the little one, my spirit guides, Sasquatch spirit guides. I have 3 of them: Isha, Risha, the little one, and the male Borm. Borm is German for tree, right? They play with my little rabbit and that, so they love pets. So I don't know why we hear stories about them killing pets and that. I don't know.
Yeah, because they respect all nature. They respect the trees, they respect the waters, nature, the animals or whatever, I mean, if they and I think if they kill a deer or whatever, they will if for food or whatever, if they have to and stuff like that. I mean, it's they they would do like they would respect it or whatever and honor it or whatever, like they don't do anything just they don't kill just to kill.
Right.
Right. That's like humans. They go out for the hunting of the sport. They don't like that. You're supposed to, when you go out in the woods, you're supposed to kill a deer. You're supposed to use everything of the deer that you need to use for necessity.
Mhm.
That's how they look at it.
So on your show, Christy, do you obviously talk about the woo and the paranormal aspects of them or whatever too, do you?
Yeah, we mix it, but there's mixed people in the audience. There's the non-believers of that part. They just think that Sasquatch is flesh and blood. They don't have powers.
So what?
So
You kind of like do a little bit of both?
yeah, we kind of intertwine. We've had people come on with their experiences and stuff like that.
Okay, that was my point. So can you share with us because on this show, like anything goes, and it's not just because anything goes, it's because we know that of their abilities. And so, so we respect that. And I think it's for me, and I'm not criticizing anybody, but for me to not tell it exactly as it is would be to disrespect them. If they have abilities and they're capable of doing something, or if there's a story to be told, I'm going to tell it exactly as it happened. I'm not gonna, well, somebody might not believe this, or somebody might judge me, or somebody, whatever. No, I'm going to tell it exactly as it is. So I wanted to hear, maybe, can you tell us a story that somebody shared on one of your shows that was like really, really phenomenal?
I'm trying to think of who. We've had so many people on the show.
Yeah, did something stick in your mind? Like,
Okay. Give me a second here.
yeah, no worries.
I mean, like I said, you've had Duke on the show. We've had Duke. He told his story about that thing that he's seen.
I don't know if he did. What do you want to tell us again?
Duke had seen something that looked like a gugly when he was young. He said that he was up in the mountains in the snow or something, and he saw something pull down a branch, and it had like this evil grin with like sharp teeth. smiling at him. He's like, he got on his sled and sledded out of there.
This was in the winter?
I think so.
Wow. Did you have something to share, Mrs. Andritos? Andristos. How do you say the name?
Andritsos.
Andrisos. Did you want to share something?
You heard, yeah, I love Sasquatch.
Tell them about the red balloons we got for Valentine's.
Oh, we got, red balloons for Valentine's Day from the Sasquatch right outside our window one day.
You got what?
We got, red balloons.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Yeah, from the Sasquatch, 3 of them, 3 balloons.
For the 3 guys.
Yeah, and from 3 guides, Tom's 3 guides and my guide. And yeah, there was 3 balloons outside our window and we had no gift for each other.
Aw,
Thank you.
that's so sweet.
Stop.
I know it's, yeah, I got a story like that I'll share with you. My wife said, this is when she was allowed to cross the border.
Yeah.
She can't cross right now because
Oh.
she's not vaccinated and we don't believe in it.
No.
So
Yeah.
we don't believe in it. And you're going to have to put me in a straitjacket and then when you let me go, you're dead. That's how I feel about it. But anyway, so one Thanksgiving, and I think it was the Canadian Thanksgiving, or it might have been the American Thanksgiving. I think it was ours. Or no, maybe it was hers because she cooked a turkey. It was one or the other because we have ours in October and you have yours in November or something, right?
Ours was just in October, wasn't it, Tom?
No, I'm talking to Christy actually. I know when ours
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Well, that's fine. That's
November.
fine. No,
November.
That's fine.
November.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember if it was October or November, but anyway, it was Thanksgiving. So my wife, Susan, said, let's make them Thanksgiving dinner. So we had a great big huge freezer bag, one of those great big huge ones of all the good meat or whatever. And we put it in a tray and in their area and we left it for them. And the next day I got this download of information like that they either took it or that they were thanking us. It was one of the two. They acknowledged it in any event. I got that. I just knew that they did. So we went back there and there were 2 fern fawns, fern fawns,
Mm-hmm.
2 fern fawn bouquets side by side of each other, like a floral arrangement, whatever, just exactly where we had left the turkey. It was just like so touching. Like, I think each one had like about 6 leaves or whatever on them. And they were like tied together and they were just like, their thank you.
Oh, that's sweet.
I know. Yeah. They are so
loving. I
they're
just got
so
my
loving and sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, I just got my loving vibes, and it's just like,
With that story, you mean?
No. Mine sent me to love vibes. I love y'all too. They always do that. It tickles me. I can feel the sensation going down my neck and my.
Oh no,
my
I know
left
what you
side.
mean. I know what you mean. Yeah. I know
That's
exactly what
that's
you mean.
my alpha male doing that. He loves me to death.
Basically, what I brought it up is because what's your name? Not you, Christy. What's your name?
Heather. My name's
Because
Heather.
like Heather was talking about the balloons or whatever. So like, yeah, they are very loving and giving.
Oh yes, they are. They are. They're good people. They're very good people.
Yeah. Other than my wife or whatever, they're the best people I know.
I know. Somebody had said something about Sasquatch, about not being safe in the woods. I said, you know what? I said, I'd rather be in the woods with the Sasquatch because I know I'm safe there.
Yeah.
It's the people you got to watch out for. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm going to have to go. It was a pleasure being on the show.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do it again.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for coming.
Oh, no, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm
Okay.
going to go spend some time with my grandkid, my grandson. My granddaughter's sleeping out. She's 8. So, they got a mind of their own when they're 8. She's like a little diva, little miss. I'm all grown up. I need makeup. No, you don't. You're 8 years old. You're not grown yet. And that's the way the society is making these kids grow up too quick. I remember when I was 8 years old, I was riding bikes, climbing trees, building clubhouses. No, you know?
Yeah, well, watch it because the government figures that they're going to be bringing your kids up now, not you.
Yeah, that's
You know what I
I
mean?
think. Yes,
know?
yes.
I mean,
yes.
it's getting bad out there. So yeah, you stick to your guns. Good,
Oh,
good
I'm
for it.
sticking to, yeah,
So
I'm
Christy,
a,
maybe we'll swap some guests, because I was thinking I have this friend, Ron, that was on the show last week, and
Mhm.
and he had a Sasquatch and had a beam of light come into his living room, and a Sasquatch stepped out of the light, and then another beam of light came, and the Sasquatch took him to a cave. That guy's pretty interesting. We got a lot of interesting people we could swap if you want.
yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk after.
Send us some guests, but nobody who's like measuring the stride of their,
No, no,
and
not of
taking
the foot.
casts of their foot. We don't want those type of guys. We want
No,
people who have an actual connection with
I
them.
actually have a cast of a footprint because I wanted one, and I asked them. I said, "Could you leave me a footprint, please?" And yeah, they sure did. Come
No,
give KK a kiss.
No, of
You better
course.
come give your KK a kiss, my grandson. That's a skull. You got big boy drawers on. Good for you. Mwah. Ah,
No,
KK just
of course,
loves you.
Christy, but I'm saying that our guests, we want them with open-minded and
Yes, yes,
like
that are like
connected.
us. That are like us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you can send some people our way, we'll return the favor. And
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
so just before you go, have you ever asked the Sasquatch to come out and introduce themselves to you? And if so, have they said why they have not done that?
No. They they told me they have rules that they have to follow. So I don't know if it is here in the South. There's certain rules that they can't go across because they'll break it.
Like
You
what?
know?
Can you get specific?
Like show themselves, really getting close to human.
Okay.
And I think that's a bunch of BS. I told them whoever come up with these rules needs to go because it's not flying for me right.
I think it was for protection for a long way back that they just, it was better not to be seen by humans up close.
Yeah, but why in other states people get to see them and certain ones, you know what I'm saying? I guess it's a learning journey for me. I guess I have to take it in steps before I get to that point. First of all, it's the knowing, then the feeling, and then maybe the seeing. It's like a level.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
yeah, but like I've been, had a connection with them, a deep connection for like 10 years. They they don't show themselves to me
I do.
much, but some of these other clans or whatever, and they you go for a weekend or whatever, and they're walking all around and people see them like regular or whatever. So I think it's just different people, different rules, different ways that they interact, right?
Yeah. Well,
So-
they told me sooner or later that level is going to become above. I'm gonna become above that. So I said,
Yeah.
that's great. It's not asking me to come sleep in your shelter with you, I don't want that. I just want to be able to see you and
Yeah.
talk to you as I am with face to face, That's the only thing that I want,
And I'm not saying that they don't show themselves, they do, but they don't show themselves here as often as in some places. Like when I hold a camp out, like of people like us or whatever, quite often people will see them.
Mhm.
But, and the other thing is that certain individuals experience different kinds of things. Like some people get touched, some people get mind speak, but it seems like a mixed bag of maybe 20 or 30 different things. And everybody has their own little things that they experience more so,
Mhm.
Like for instance, I wouldn't trade my experiences with anybody, but there's some things I haven't experienced, just because they're mine, right?
Right.
And because, they're special, right? That's
Yeah.
not because they're better. That's the only reason why I say that. But the thing is like, like some people get touched by them, like they'll tap them on the shoulder or whatever. And I've never had that, but I had a guy that was up here. And that's one of the things that he experiences. And we went like,
Coffee.
we went camping like,
No.
we went camping like, for about a 3-day, excursion way deep in the woods. And like I said, this guy experienced, that's one of the things he experiences. And they've never done that to me, but in one night, they touched him 3 times when I was there.
Wow.
So, different things for different individuals they seem to do. So for
Yeah,
whatever
that's
reason.
like I said, it's like the learning curve. It's like you start off at the bottom and then you move your way up. It depends on when you're ready for it,
I don't even think
I
it's
take
necessarily
what they
ready.
give me. I take what they give me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And whatever they want to give to me, whether it's mind speak or just a feeling in my heart or whatever they want to give with me, that's fine. And
Yeah.
So, and I make a point of not pulling,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
give
don't
me
make a
this,
big
give me
deal
that,
out of
give
it.
me that, give me this experience, because they just I know that they're there and they know that I know that they're there. So
Yeah.
that's enough.
Some of it is if you're ready or not, but some of it is just that they just do certain things with certain people and not others. And it's not because they're above or below or have more experience or more connected or more whatever. It's just, they just do certain things with certain people just because for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But some of it is like, when you're ready, right? So
Bye, Christy.
Sure.
If you don't push the button and turn off your computer, he'll keep talking.
that's my strategy. I've had people do that before, and an hour later we're still talking. But you're not going to let that
stretch this out for a couple more hours. I think he's got a a fix. He's got to get his fix.
Right.
To the most handsomest man in the world.
Frank Oliver Beans, the world's most handsome man. He is.
Y'all cracked me up. I'm
And
sorry.
you can barely stand looking at him, can you? Give us a profile, Beans. Oh my God. Look at that. How about the other side?
I can't.
See, he's lazy. He doesn't want to switch. He doesn't want to.
I got
when you're the world's handsomest man, you don't have to work.
Wait, here you go. Let's see your other side. Look at this. That's
See
your
your other
second
side,
kiss.
Beans. Come on, Beans. Give us your other side.
First time I've seen Christy on TV, on the internet.
Bye.
All
You
right,
never
okay.
you never heard of me?
I have past 2 years, lots of time. Through
Oh, okay.
Lewis with the little dog, Lewis.
Oh yeah.
Right.
We coming on tomorrow at 7:00 Louisiana time. He wants to do a show because we haven't done one in a while. So we're just gonna be talking,
What's the name of the show and where you can find it?
Oh, Bigfoot Evidence Research Podcast on YouTube.
Thank you.
BERP.
What are you eating, Beans? Grits?
Maybe my dinner.
Yeah, but what is it?
It's dinner.
Is it a deer?
No, this is chili and potatoes.
Ooh, that sounds good.
You're getting me all hungry. I thought you only ate pork and beans.
I hate pork and beans.
No, you... Yeah, he's just lying, guys. He loves pork and beans. That's the name of our show,
It's a good name for a show.
It's a really
Pork and beans is poor people food, but the pork and beans in a can. Oh man.
What?
Well, at least you don't call yourself ramen noodles. Ramen noodles.
You don't like pork and beans?
I love pork and beans.
I love pork and beans, man. That's just like matter of fact, I
Homemade
might
pork
go
and
have
beans is completely different than beans in a can.
Oh, I know. Making them from scratch.
there you go.
Ooh.
Big
Louisiana
chunks
is known.
of pork belly, smoked pork belly, and oh man,
Throw some barbecue sauce in it too. Oh yeah.
Hey, well, why don't you send us
and a side of collard greens, and I'm good to go.
Why don't you send us a good pork and beans recipe then for the show? And maybe we should do that. Everybody give us a pork and beans recipe every show.
Well, if you ever hit down in Louisiana, we got some good food. We got stuff called boudin. Ooh.
I heard of that. What is that again?
Boudin is like ground meat, rice, in the intestines of a I guess a pig
Right.
with green onions and stuff. You can have anything in it. And we got po' boys. We got like around Mardi Gras time, we got a thing called a king cake. It's like a biscuit dough with sugar on top of it.
Right,
And
right.
they put a little baby in it. And they used to hide it inside the king cake, but some people bite down on it and break their teeth or swallow the baby. So they don't put it in the middle anymore.
Baby.
Yeah, like a little plastic baby. Like when I was in school, somebody would bring a king cake and they would cut it up. And whoever got the baby has to bring a king cake the next week. You know
Right.
what happened to me? I got it twice in 1 week. I was like, I ain't bringing no more king cakes. My mom will kill me. Mom, I got the baby. No, you're not pregnant. No, Mom, I'm not pregnant. I got the baby from the king cake.
I'm interested in the ribs that you people
Big
make
Easy.
down there.
Right.
Ribs, some of the ribs and some of the rib sauce, and oh my God, pork ribs and beef ribs and
Right.
Oh yes.
What was
And
those?
then we got gumbo. That's good. Like tonight it's cold down here. It's like 50, probably 57 degrees. I know that's not cold to y'all, but to us it is. Plus I'm on blood thinner, so I'm a lot colder. We got
What-
crawfish etouffee,
what do you put in gumbo? What I've heard of it. What is it?
crabs, seafood,
Okra?
okra,
Yeah.
Okra.
crab. Yeah, okra. You never had
Winfrey?
okra?
Oprah Winfrey? No, I'm just joking.
No, not okra. Okra.
When I was in New
Hey, what?
Orleans, I went to this place called the Shack. It was like a club called the Shack. It was out there past the university, but anyway, I went in there after work, so it was a little bit early, but it wasn't like the band hadn't started playing or anything. And the owner of the bar came in and said, "Hey, you want some crabs? I mean, you want some
You want some
crawfish? Want some crawfish? Some crawdads?" And I said, "Sure." And so I'm sitting at this like picnic table, right? And this lady comes in and spreads out a whole bunch of newspapers and brings over a garbage can, half a small garbage can full of crawfish, and just pours them across the table from one end to the other. Man, that was something. That's the kind of stuff that happens in New Orleans. That's just
Oh, the crawfish. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what our motto is with that? You either pinch the heads or suck the tails.
Right.
Well, tell me
He said
quickly.
he's gonna have to make a new batch for when the customers start coming in around 10 o'clock at night. So that was just, I mean, I ate so much I couldn't even move.
Them crawfish are damn good. They only come in the season like, let's see, April is when it starts, and it goes only for 3 months, and that's it.
Is that voodoo a real thing?
Voodoo, yes, voodoo is a real thing.
It's not zombies that they turn people. What do they call it when what
Hoodoo?
voodoo?
No, they got hoodoo and voodoo.
Hoodoo and voodoo.
Voodoo and voodoo.
What's the difference?
Voodoo is maybe dark magic, but hoodoo is worse, I think.
Yeah, it's more African. Yeah.
But and they have that in New Orleans?
Yeah, we had two what was her name? Oh man, my mind went at a blank.
I know who you're talking about.
Voodoo queen, we had two voodoo queens here. We had Marie Laveau,
Yeah.
and they had another one that actually it's a true story. She was out in Manchac, Louisiana, when it was a small town there, a small city, and she was kind of like the witch doctor that helped people, and people kept abusing their kindness with her, and she got mad, and then when she died, she put a hex on a town, hoping that it would destroy the whole town. And believe it or not, when she died, the day that they had her wake, a hurricane came through and killed half of the town.
Oh
Yeah.
my Lord. No, but what I wanted to ask you about is what is those they can turn people into like zombies or something, right? But they don't call them zombies. What do they call them? What's
Oh, I
that?
don't know.
That's in Haiti.
Yeah, what's that? What do they turn them into?
Oh,
It's not a
Walking
zombie.
Dead.
It's something like that, though, right?
They call them the
It's
Walking
not
Dead.
here.
no, they do that in Haiti. They were zombies, actual zombies, living zombies, like slaves.
Yeah. Is that part of the voodoo thing or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but that's not here.
No, that was in
No.
Haiti,
Oh,
across the bay. From
well, I guess
There's
you're lucky it's
also-
not there.
There's
Okay.
also reported, besides the Rougarou, which is a werewolf, we also got vampires here. I don't know if you heard that.
No. Tell
Yeah.
us
Yeah,
a bit about it.
they got stories of vampires being in New Orleans.
Now, like actual people that are sucking blood out of people and stuff,
Yeah,
and they're humans.
yeah, vampires. Yeah.
In
I don't
Cuba,
know. I'm not a city. I don't go in the city. I've lived here half of my life, except for 7 years. I lived in Houston, and I hated Houston, so I came back home. But I can tell you, I count my fingers. I've been out to the French Quarter maybe 5 times, and they got a big old flea market out there. That's the only reason why I'd go. But as far as night goes, I don't like being on the streets out there. It's not good. It's not safe.
No,
no,
vampires.
it's a murder row too. I was there
Yeah.
for like 2 weeks, and they had 7 murders there in
Yeah.
2 weeks.
When I worked in New Orleans at my place where I work at now, we had to move our store because we moved in on the outskirts of New Orleans because this kid, 17 years old, was in a car with 2 other kids. And as I was coming down the road, I couldn't turn because to get to my store, they had too much traffic. So I had to go up. And as soon as I came back, I put back in the parking lot. My assistant manager was coming outside to help me unload my truck with parts. Well, we heard pow, 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 pow. He grabbed me and pulled me into the store. And the cops came and they shut down the whole area around my store. And they told us to stay inside. So I had to sneak outside because my phone was in the truck. And I'm like, I'm not leaving my phone in the truck. The hell with you. So Christy goes outside to get her phone. And I'm looking around and I see cops picking up bullets off the ground. Well, one of the investigators came and talked to us. And what happened was these kids were being chased by another group of kids in the SUV. They crossed the street and they started shooting at the car. And they pulled up in a parking lot where I wound up working later at another place right across the street. The kid got shot and I could see him. He was leaning forward with a straw hanging out of his mouth. He was only 17 years old.
wow.
So you're
No.
telling me that you went out in the midst of gunfire just to get your phone?
Yeah.
Why? Why, heaven forbid?
No, I don't know. My phone had my credit card and my driver's license and all that, just the way I am. I'm like, I got to get my phone. I know I'm crazy.
Yeah, I don't.
So
Yeah, that's
then,
crazy.
so then our store managers are like, nope, we got to move y'all. That's too dangerous out there. No kidding. We're in the middle of the hood out there. So yeah, we had to be moved. You know, that's a dangerous area. I hated going to work in the morning out there. I hated driving in that area, you know?
I guess so.
But anyway, I'm going to call it short. My grandkids already left. I'm going to go visit with my dad, you know, for the remainder of my mom's birthday and all. So whenever y'all want me back on the show, let me know. I'll come back on.
We will have you back on for sure. Do you see what I did, Beans? I kept her for another 20 minutes.
I know,
A half
you
hour.
have skills.
I got a
That's why
lot
call
of
you
skills.
Boss Hog.
You do.
I got skills. Usually somebody says they got to go and 2 hours later, they're like begging to stay on, but
Hey, he's got the skills and you got the look. So, hey, you know, that makes 2 great
Beauty and the
combinations with
Beast.
one.
beauty and the beast, but the beast has got the brain and you got the looks.
Y'all are true.
All right. Thank you, Christy, for coming on. And yeah, we will have you on again because
I am so beautiful to me. Can't you see?
You
I'm
got-
everything
wait,
I
wait,
ask
wait.
for. I'm
Wait, he looks like a
everything I
combination of
need.
Willie Nelson and
You're everything
I am
I
so
need.
beautiful to
you
me.
are so beautiful.
he looks like Willie Nelson.
I look like, yeah, I do look a little bit like
Yeah.
that.
He
Willie
has to
Nelson.
sing to himself every show. That's how vain and beautiful that man is. Every show he sings, I am so beautiful to me. Is that ego or vanity, or is it just?
No, it's just that he loves himself. Hey, that's good. That's good qualities.
Well, if you
know,
sing
you're
along
supposed to
with
love
me, you love
yourself.
yourself too.
Yeah.
I'm singing, I am so beautiful.
I can't sing, so I'll just go along with what you're
You've
singing.
got the clear blue eyes of a seeker of wisdom and truth. I believe in you. I believe in you. That's from How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. It was a great
I
movie.
believe in you. You've got the bump, 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 but I don't know the words, but I know the tune.
Yeah.
I believe in you. I believe in you. I love that song. Is that from a musical?
Brian's got the pipes.
He does.
Yeah.
Is that from a musical?
Yeah, it's from a musical, How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying.
Oh
It's
yeah,
good. It's
that
a great
had
comedy
something
musical.
Morse in there, didn't it?
I don't know.
Robert Morse or something. You got the. I love those old musicals. What's your guys' favorite
He was
music?
singing it into a mirror. That was kind of fun. You've got
I know.
the
Yeah, that was great show, man.
chin.
I like country, rock and roll, and dance music.
Right on. Good, good. Same here. Same here.
Right.
I like rock and roll. I like just about everything. I like the old 60s.
He's still pulling. He's not going to stop until you turn the thing off.
Beans,
I
you
see
don't
that.
listen.
I see that.
And now it's 10:30. Okay,
Look
on
at
my
the
side, that
master.
means
The
it's a full
master
half
is
hour
working.
over
Don't.
when you
the
first said,
master
"I
is
gotta
working.
go,
Don't.
guys. I gotta go."
You can't do that.
Here,
When you got to stand back and say, "Man, this guy's good," instead of like narking on me. I was going to get another 20 minutes out of the show.
Okay, that's why I call you Boss Hog, because you like to hog everything.
As long as you keep singing, no one's going to go.
See, I had another song that I wanted to sing. Let me think if I can remember it.
Do
Pack
something from
follow
South
Willie
Pacific.
Nelson. On the road again.
There you go, on the road.
Hey, do you know that
again.
Mr. Beans, when he was a kid, he grew up with the musicals, right?
Oh, he did?
You know? Yeah. So when he was a little guy, when he was like 4 or 5 or something, when he first went to a grocery store or whatever, he was so devastated because he thought everyone was
I
going
was
to be
crushed.
dancing and, in the aisles and swinging around with their grocery carts and doing.
I thought when you went
all
when you
singing
went out in public, you'd have these like line dancers and people singing, but it didn't turn out that way. That was when I lost my innocence.
Aw.
The
Is that when? Is
the
that
world
when
is not a
handsomeness-
musical. The world is not a musical.
Yeah.
No, it's more like rap songs.
Hey, did you hear about that rap song guy where they had this concert and then like nobody could breathe and like 8 people died? That's kind of hitting the news real hard.
No, I didn't hear that.
Oh man, it's scary. And they did this whole satanic, how they do the satanic ritual kind of thing and open portals and all this kind of stuff. It's like really dark stuff going on.
I didn't catch the
Yeah.
beginning of that. What happened?
It was a it was a concert. It was a black singer, he's a rapper,
Yeah.
and he's got a big following, and they got like 100,000 people there, and they just did this whole thing with fire and Satan worshiping and all that kind of stuff like they do in the Super Bowl, and people got so hyped up, and then I don't know what they did. They turned on some frequency or something, and everybody just went nuts, and people couldn't breathe because of the vibration.
Really?
And, 8 people died, and dozens of people end up having to be carried out of there.
Mm-mm.
Holy Toledo.
That's why I don't like rap music. You give me AC/DC, Joan Jett. I
Joan Jett?
love rock and roll. Yep. Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
I like the old Motown stuff too.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what my dad listens to, all the 40s, like Ricky Nelson, Poor Little Fool. My dad could sing too. He sings good. He sounds just like Ricky Nelson when he sings.
What's a Ricky Nelson song? I'm trying to think of
Poor,
one.
poor little fool. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Uh-huh.
just a fool, poor little fool.
Oh yeah. And it goes. I had to get him to come out here and sing, but he ain't gonna come outside because he's too cold. My dad's
I
about,
believe in you. I believe in you. You've got the bump, bow, bump, bump, ba da ba da ba ba da
Ooh,
doo.
clear eyes of a searcher of wisdom and truth.
That's
You've
a
got
great
that
show, man.
up,
Road
turned chin and a smile of perpetual youth.
and I like Christian music too. That's good.
Christian music?
Hmm.
Yeah.
What, Christian rock music or like
Rock
gospel
music.
or gospel
Rock
music?
music.
I love gospel. Like
Yeah, gospel's good too. I went to a Baptist church with a friend of mine, and let me tell you what, they rock the house when they sing.
What kind
You
of
feel
music?
that Holy Spirit.
What kind of music the Sasquatch like? I heard they like music.
anything with a high vibration. Anything where you're having fun.
I do like
I
rock and roll.
Yeah.
Mine likes rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
rock and rollers.
Yeah.
Well,
You
they
ever
are-
heard of Disturbed?
Yeah.
I might have.
No.
They sing the song Invincible. I mean, Indestructible.
Oh,
I don't think so. But
He likes that song. That's his
I-
favorite song.
I know my guys like Dean Martin. I sang them the pizza song the first time I sang for them.
really,
Yeah.
I
They
like
like
Deep
Frank-
Purple.
Your guys
All right.
like
Well, I
Dean
love y'all guys. I'm gonna go.
Martin? Damn it. You see?
that was seven more
we
minutes.
thought we had you forgetting that you were going to go.
Ask her
Yeah,
a question.
yeah.
Ask her a question.
You
Oh,
have to go,
God.
or are you just joking?
No, I'm not joking.
Oh, you
I'm
really have to
freezing.
go. Okay. They like
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra too.
No, mine likes rock and roll. He's a rock and roll, and he likes he likes Indian music too.
Right on.
I think that I think that I heard that they mirror you,
Bollywood.
and they absolutely do. That's why sometimes, yeah, and you know, so I think they actually like what you like.
Yes,
You know,
most of mine is like the dance music I listen to is just the beat of the music. I like listening to the beat, feeling the beat, like the vibrations
Mhm.
with no words in it, just the bass of the music. And a lot of the Indian music, which my background, I'm Italian, and I have Indian on my dad's side, which is Potawatomi. And also people are saying that Sasquatch like to interact with people with American Indian backgrounds too.
Right.
Yeah, but it's mostly about your vibration and how good a person you are is even more important than that. But yes, there is some connection there. Absolutely.
Yes.
You know, I actually was playing the native drum with my friend.
Mhm.
We were playing way deep in the woods and the mountains, and we were playing and I've even got a video of it. And all of a sudden, we both like jerked our head around like this. The Sasquatch were drumming with us. Like we could hear them going too. They were playing with us.
Oh yeah, they love Indian music. I found like 3 different songs that mine like. There's one called For Mother
East
Earth.
Indian
It's
or like
pretty.
Native Indian?
Yes, American Native Indian. Yes,
Yeah.
like Cherokee. Like I said, that's what my dad's ancestor was. I don't want to say Indian princess, but she was probably the chief's daughter. That's a relative.
Yeah.
That's why I get the high cheekbones
Yeah, for
Yeah.
one.
and the dark skin.
Yeah. Well, Italians got dark skin too. Some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, darlings. Y'all have a good night. Peace, love, and blessings to y'all.
We
and
could have
everybody.
kept you
Thank
longer
so
if we
much.
wanted,
Thanks so
but
much for
I
coming.
decided we'd be
Thank
nice
you so
with
much
you.
for coming. I'm so glad to get a chance. You know, I asked you one time if you want to come on the show like last year. You said no.
I said no.
Well, just because yeah, you did actually.
I don't remember that.
I do.
No,
It was
she
the wor-
said,
it was
"Do you
the
want me?"
hardest
No,
day of my
no,
life.
no. You
I'm
got it
sorry.
wrong. You said, "Can I come on your show?" And she said, "No."
I was already on her show once for like a little brief,
You were.
Yeah, I was on her show when she had I
You
was
got
open
flack,
mic. It
though.
was open mic night or something like
Oh
that.
got-
yeah, that's right. That's
You got
right.
you got
did come
flack for
on.
being too open, though, didn't you?
No, he had some interesting stories.
Oh, when are you going to tell a few on our show?
I don't have to. You tell them all already.
Oh boy.
Well,
Well,
like I said, y'all have a good night. Peace,
okay.
love, and blessings to y'all. And I'll keep in touch with both of y'all. And I got some pictures to send to you too.
Okay, thanks a lot. Do you want on the video when I make the YouTube video? You want some pictures included? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if you want to add them. I mean, some of them are of the Sasquatches that I seen last weekend.
Sure. Send me whatever you want.
Okay, sweetheart.
Okay. See you later. Thanks for coming on, Christy.
No problem. Y'all, like I said, stay sweet and stay handsome for the most beautiful man in the world. And keep those motor skills
You
going.
know what this means? It means you have to push the button or it ain't never gonna end.
Oh, I'm trying to find. Okay, leave. Okay,
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you for coming on the show with the world's most intelligent man and the world's
And
handsomest man in the world.
y'all a trip.
Tell the
night,
truth.
y'all. Tripping the truth.
Tripping the truth. Yeah. See you guys.
Bye, darlings.
Did
You
you want to
did
say
good.
anything before we leave? Or are
Huh?
we good?
Cool.
No, I'm not- We're good? Peace. Peace out. Okay. Well, that
Hello.
was good.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Good.
Doing
You want-
good. We just had a nice show and you're still on it.
Scarborough will be back.
Come on.
You,
That was rude.
you must have had some experiences yourself.
Yeah, so mostly with like little people and ghosts and stuff, but not as much like Bigfoot. It's just becoming new for me.
Tell us your favorite little people story before we have to go.
One
Or-
is there was a little person down in the woods and we filmed this. I can't even tell you. I'm so sorry, I can't. I forgot. What?
Female.
Can I tell him a little bit of it? Yeah, okay. I can sort of tell you. She didn't want to be filmed. This little girl, this little person. Yeah, she was 6 inches tall and she didn't want to be filmed.
Behind the log.
Yeah, she was behind the log and we filmed it and she just, yeah, he sensed her there. And then after he told me and I seen the picture, that's just my favorite one. That's my favorite one.
So wait a minute. Let's go into a little
That's-
detail here. 6 inches tall.
Yeah, she was like really small.
And
Really.
what was she wearing? What did she look like?
It looked like she was wearing a hoodie, I think. I think she was wearing a hoodie with long hair. Was she wearing a hoodie, Tom?
No, she wasn't.
It looked like a hoodie to me.
Short, wavy hair, like, like in a bob sort of.
Yeah, yeah, and like, but she had long hair. I thought she had a hoodie.
No, it
And-
looked like, but her hair was like you see, like on
It
Star,
looked like a little hoodie she had.
like
on.
Star Wars, the Princess
Yeah,
Leia
but anyway,
style.
that was my favorite story.
Yeah.
That was my favorite one. That one.
Well, what happened?
Well, she said that she didn't want to be
She was
filmed.
waving her head
was
back
waving
and
her
forth,
head.
saying no, no, no.
Yeah, she was saying no, no, no. She was waving her head like this. She was going, no, no. She didn't want to be filmed, so we didn't film her.
No, I filmed her.
Or he did, but we didn't show it to
anybody.
anybody. Yeah, we didn't show it to anybody
Out of respect.
out of respect.
Okay, but why was she there? Just to introduce herself to you guys?
Those little ones that just didn't want to be filmed, right?
Yes, but why did she show up? Because she wanted to show herself to you
I
guys?
believe, like, I don't know, actually.
I don't know.
To me, I don't know
sensed
either.
her
I
behind
don't
the
know
log,
either.
and I just happened to film
Yeah,
her.
yeah, that was my
She didn't wanna
favorite
be-
one. She
yeah, I
didn't
don't
want to
know.
be, yeah.
I-
That was my,
I bent over the log and there she was as I was filming.
yeah, he was filming. Yeah,
I sensed her there.
he sensed her there and
I sensed the mother.
I don't know why she was there. Honestly, I don't know why she was there.
Oh, Tom, come on on the screen for a second.
Sorry?
Get Tom to come on the screen. It's
Yeah.
a little bit better than
Sorry.
talking in the background.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right.
So did she want to be seen or you just caught her you just caught her by accident?
That I'm not sure. I think I caught her by accident. That just happened. I bent over the log and there she was as I was filming with my phone, and I was filming other sites and sensing other individuals and stuff. But she was the one I actually caught, like physically moving, and I don't know why she didn't hide from me, or maybe I caught her just happened to catch her in the act or something, or I think it was a message that some of them don't want to be filmed. So I always ask if I can film them, and they give me a message, either yes or no. You know what I mean? It's like
That's the same thing. Yeah.
maybe it was a message like, you can't just film us anytime you want, stuff like that, So I ask. Sometimes I get no, and I respect that. And then I just move on and ask another, I'll go a short distance and ask again. And sometimes, I sense them in different areas. So
yeah.
Sometimes you get them on film, and sometimes you don't. But you do sense their presence, their vibrational energy, stuff like that,
Yeah. I think with my Sasquatch pictures, when I've got pictures of them, they've always
Well,
just
you feel that
shown
energy,
up
but
because I
I'm not
gave
sure
them.
everybody else does, because it's pretty rare for people to see and feel little people.
Right. But like I said, I've had that experience since I was a little kid, 7 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have some kind of connection. I can see them. I seen a dwarf another time. I was 19, sitting on a log in my local woods, and I heard it. There's a tree about 10 feet tall, burnt out tree trunk from a lightning strike. Beside me, 5-6 feet away, and I heard like something's walking, like the tree was hollow, like something's, like an animal's going up the staircase or something inside this hollowed out tree or something, right? And it was what do you call it? Like a raccoon hole or something near the top, and out pops. I was expecting to see, some kind of animal. Out pops a little dwarf, blue colored again, and went zipping around like how a squirrel goes zipping around a tree trunk. The dwarf did the same thing, wearing these little black boots. Right? I swear, I was right there.
Yeah. Wow.
Boom. Yeah, and he right to the top, and he's looking out over the woods here for other people or something. I don't know what he was looking at. And I'm looking up at him. I'm sitting there quiet. I didn't make a noise. And he looked down, and he finally realized that I could see him, right? And he was shocked. I mean, shocked that I could see him. Like saying, boom. He looked, and then boom, gone back down the tree like that again. Zippity zip, 2-3 times, and back into the hole, and boom, 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 down the staircase. Yeah, about a week later, I went back and I looked in. I looked inside. I got up on the log and looked, and it was just a hole like this, and like a space, whatever. There was nothing there. It wasn't hollow. It was just like a bird's nest or something. A shallow hole in the tree. But it sounded like it was coming from the way down the tree trunk, like it was hollow, going up a staircase or something. That was the weirdest sound I ever heard, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
My experience with taking pictures with them is I've never purposely taken a picture of a Sasquatch. I do with my gloves because that's the teaching kind of thing. But I've always said, if you want to show up in my picture, feel free. And quite often they do. If you give them the respect, just say, if you want to show up in a picture, then do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they
I've
have.
had them show up in my pictures in my local woods,
Yeah.
in that. So,
Yeah.
we know they're not, it's interdimensional. So, but still they do show up,
Yeah. So we're going to have you on your own show. How does that sound?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Because you got way too much to talk about to be splitting a show, and Christy does too. So it's kind of, but it's still a good show. But
sure, I didn't mind what Christy had to say. It was really interesting. It's the first time I've seen her on a show, right?
She's really a heart-centered person, and she's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to wrap it up.
She did pretty good for only
Yeah.
2 years, but I think she's like you. She was psychic her whole life and connected.
Yeah, it was really interesting what she had to say.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to contact you and
Sure.
we'll arrange a date and we'll do your own show. And in the meantime, I guess we'll sign off there, Mr. Beans.
Yeah, if you got any photographs you want to, you can screen share photographs too
Sure,
if you have them.
If you
I've
feel like
worked on
it.
a few recently that will really interest your minds. I'm telling you,
Okay.
including the one with the rock, the brown rock. Your friend Rensbury or something. You know,
Oh yeah,
the brown rock. Yeah, I redid that one, and you'll be amazed when I show you.
Okay. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah,
Send it along to us and we'll,
so
sure.
Brian, you feel like doing a little promotion and advertising?
oh, okay. Well, if anybody wants to appear on our show as a guest or share a story, you can contact me at the Pork and Bean Show at gmail.com. That's PORKNS. No, excuse me. PORKNBEANSSHOW at gmail.com. All small case.
And if you want to join our Facebook group, just go look up Pork and Beans group on Facebook.
Yeah. And if you want to check out my YouTube channel, it's Sasquatch BC, The True Story. And I put a lot of my heart and soul into that. And I put a lot of good music, like we were talking about music and stuff in there. And it's fun and really, really a good Sasquatch channel.
And we're pushing 90, we're pushing past 90 shows so far. So it's a lot of content. We've got a lot of good content.
How about you, Beans? You got any YouTube channels or anything you want to?
No.
Yeah, you don't like
Oh,
people.
I got a YouTube channel. It's got some Sasquatch stuff on there and some UFO interviews and stuff.
Well, what is it?
Heather, what?
What is it?
Just look up pork hunting. Look up Frank Oliver Beans, and it'll take you right there.
Yeah, right.
I had that.
You're a shifty customer. Anyway,
Thank
on
you.
behalf of Pork Cunningham
Yeah,
and
thank
Frank
you.
Oliver Beans, this has been the Pork and Bean Show. Thanks,
Yeah.
Tom, for coming and stopping
Thanks,
by.
Tom,
And
for filling in for
Yep.
filling in as a backup. You're
Yep.
you're a manly man.
and we'll have you on your own show. And thank you, Christy, for coming on. And we shall sign off and see you guys next time. And thanks everybody in the any chat room stuff that you wanted to look at before we go, or no?
Go ahead. Look, there's a lot of good stuff in there. Go. Get some shout outs.
Okay, hang on a minute then.
Tom Cantrell is in there and a few other people saying hello. Had a pretty good chat tonight.
Still on?
Why do they like people like yourself?
I didn't see anything. Cool. All right. All right.
Okay, I guess in order to actually read some of the comments, I better unmute myself. Let's see what some of these.
Sure, how we do.
Rene Busick said, I think they don't show their faces because they're afraid people are going to take their picture. Well, yeah, I think in some ways, some instances that's true. Let's see. We got because they're afraid people are going to take their picture. Well, yeah, I think
You have to turn the volume down.
yeah, I did. I did. Oh, yeah, we got a lot of comments. Hello, fellas, from Mike Colantonio. Hey, Christy. Oh, Dan Nadrello. This is my first time listening. So good to hear you, Brian.
Yeah.
We'll listen more. Robin is a sister too, enjoying the comedy. Where did Dan serious here. We're being funny. Were we, Beans? Hello, friends
I
from
don't
Stuart
remember.
Clark. Hi, guys. Stacy Johnson Edmonds. Stuart Clark, awesome. Stuart Clark said, "Oh, wow, I'm sorry about your parents. That's tough." Thank you. Thank you, Stuart. Hi, guys. Hey, Christy from Tom Cantrell. William Morris says, they find you, they know your spirit. Absolutely.
Good job.
William Morris says, I get impressions from them. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Uck Diesel, salute. Okay.
Salute.
Dan Nadrello again. Hey, Rennie, big happy Thanksgiving. Go you and your family. And that's a lot of what
That's it. 24.
basically
Pretty
it.
good.
Alrighty. Well,
All
thanks
right.
everybody for watching. We appreciate it. So we will see you all next show. I think our next show that we got scheduled, we've got the guy from
Yeah, we got that guy.
from Canadian Awareness back on again.
Yeah.
Oh, Anthony?
Anthony. Yeah, Anthony. He's amazing. And we're going to have him on again. And
It was interesting. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
Some
really
more guests.
interesting.
We got some more exciting guests coming up too.
well, that guy's got
Which we
so
won't
much stuff to
men-
talk
which we
about.
won't
That,
mention.
yeah. Well, and we're going to try to slip somebody in the middle. Maybe you're the guy you were talking about. So we'll probably have another show next week. But anyway, thank you, everybody. Thanks for stopping by and honoring us with your presence and lending us your ears. And we appreciate it. We'll see you all next time.
Next time.
Yeah, thank you.
Peace out, guys.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then.
Who cares about the clouds if we're together?
Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails to you till we meet again.
Some trails are happy ones.
LA is fine, the sun shines most of the time, and the feeling is laid back. Palm trees grow and rents are low, but you know, keep thinking about making my way back. Well, I'm New York City born and raised, but nowadays I'm lost between two shores. LA's fine, but it ain't home. New York's home, but it ain't mine no more. I am myself to no one there, and no one heard at all, not even the chair. I cried did you ever read about a frog who dreamed of being a king and then became one? Well, except for the names and a few other changes, if you talk about me, the story's the same one. But I got an emptiness deep inside that I've tried, but it won't let me go. And I'm not a man who likes to swear, but I never cared for the sound of being alone. I am myself to no one there, and no one heard at all, not even the chair. I cried, I am, said I, and I am lost, and I can't even say why. I am myself, I am, I cried, I am.
And I headed for the highway and began hitching. Within 3 minutes, I got picked up by one of those huge trailer trucks carrying 20 brand new cars. I climbed up the side of the cab and they opened the door and the guy said, "I didn't have much room in here. I want to get in one of the cars and back." So I did. He's really into picking up people because he picked up 19 more. We all had our own cars. Then he went 90 miles an hour. We all got speeding tickets.